Alright everyone, it's Friday night and we all know what's happening. We are gonna fight. It's a Friday night fight club. Welcome everyone. Tactical Itch here and we'll be hosting this tournament today. Normally Cool Umbrella hosted, but I think he's busy today, so I'll be taking his place, stealing his event and claiming it as mine. In our first round, we will be going to fight Will Francesco, who is in the Night Crew clan. But I just gonna ask him to set up the lobby for me. I think he's playing. Yes, he is in Warhammer, but he's not replying to my messages, so I don't know if he's around. Yeah, let's just spectate and see. Wait, who's who? Like, I'm just waiting to see if there's anything resembling Will Francesco here, but no, I don't see anything. Floof's, I think Floof in the tournament today? No, he's not. He's not. Oh wait, no, he is in. Floof. Floof is in. Is it this? Is this Will Francesco? It is Will Francesco. God damn it. Okay, cool. He sent me a code. Okay, never mind. I worked my way into the lobby. Either ways. Picks and bans. It's a pick 3. I have to pick 3 and then ban 1. Oh wait, pick 3, ban 3. So I guess Ogres, Norska, Empire, banning what? I don't know what to ban. Damn it. Do I really want to play Empire? I don't. I feel like Empire has been rather weak lately. I don't know. Maybe I should ban. Maybe I should play something else this time. Oh, okay, I'll go for a Dark Elf build. Ban Ogre Kingdoms, ban Bretonia, and let's ban a Dawi. Alright, let's see what happens here. I mean, I only know how to play meme builds, so I don't know. Like, damn. I mean, I'm good with playing Ogre Kingdoms and decent with Norska, but like Dark Elf, I only know how to play one build that I experimented recently, thanks to Darty Singh's submission. But yeah. Anyways, let's check the voice. Let's check the chat. Hey, Mr. Casual, Bavret, and more. Oh, and the Phoenix King is here as well. Ban Corn, the so OP. Did you just saw Human Boy's new video and be like, yeah, let's just ban Corn? Epic Corn Kite. I already picked my factions. I can't change it, unfortunately. And okay, I've got all my setup, and let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh hey, Patrick. I don't know if you're already in the community or are you a new viewer, but yeah, nice to see you here. And Will, it's probably trying to pick out his own factions right now, because I'm not seeing any reaction from him yet for my picks and bans. Oh, you're a player. Who are you on the Discord? Do you know Corncav is decent in melee? That's what I learned from the comments. Yeah, Corncav is decent in melee if anyone decides to fight them in melee. Oh, you're a Sipa. Good to see you here. Dark Elves. The thing is, I'm not bringing meta Dark Elves here. I don't know how to play meta Dark Elves. I mean, theoretically I do, but I'm just not good at it. Dude. It's not a hard choice, Will. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, cool. We can just wait a bit. Like recently I haven't been playing Total Warhammer that much because like I feel like the meta is kind of stale. Like we just haven't logging on to Dark Elf Mirror. Nah. Will is still trying to pick his faction. But yeah, anyways, I feel like the meta has been kind of stale right now because we didn't have anything ever since the Chaos Dwarf update. And I mean, we are gonna have another update in August, but that's like a month away. We had like a patch. We have a patch preview from CA today about like possible content update and shit. But like, I don't know, man. It didn't cover any like combat mechanics or combat bugs or anything. So we as a multiplayer community just kind of got nothing from there. It's mostly touching upon tutorial, which we don't even read, and then we have let's face it, we are multiplayer. We don't read descriptions. We just kind of go with numbers and be done. But yeah, it's it's kind of a nothing burger. So I'm just kind of like taking it slow with the game itself. Okay, Tomb King's banning Norska. No, I can't play my meme build. Can I make a random meme build right now? Fine. No, I can't play my meme build. Whatever. I'll go for Dark Elves then. Wait, no. Let's go. Okay. Actually, let's go Ogres. I've got a build. Not the meme build. That's for Sunday. Let's see. We got this, got that. We don't need anything, but maybe a burning head and shit. Burning head, cascading fire cloak. Yeah, that. And then our spell tree doesn't work. Just get that, and thunder mason. I'll grab that one. I need the money. I need the extra stuff. But so far I don't think I need that. 4 of these. Maybe 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit, I'm running out of money. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Shit. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, and I still have some money left. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I don't know. That should be fine, or that. Yeah, I'll go for this. Actually, just go for that. And do we have enough money for a full seeker? And that's it. Well, there it is. Trying to go for a wide approach. Probably gonna end badly, but let's see. Can we get a couple? Can we get a couple? Can we get a Lot Belcher in here? Yes, we can. We can get a couple of these. But you can't rush. That's the thing. And we can't out-trade Ushaptis if there are any Ushaptis on the field. Well, whatever then. That'll do. And then Flaming Incarnate Fire. Let's go. Fire Breath, because I got some extra money, so why the hell not? And yeah, okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Remember to change map, mate. Lamsauce King, and the next patch has 3 toxic factions in it. What, Tzeentch, Empire, and Dwarfs? Yeah, this is gonna be... Wait, no, Tzeentch, Cathay, and Empire, right? Yeah, this is gonna be... Oof. This is gonna be... I mean, Empire is not toxic. It's very balanced as far as things go. But Cathay and Tzeentch, we're gonna see mobile... yeah, we're gonna see high-speed harmony. Cathay, Kislev, and Tzeentch. I don't think Kislev is toxic, other than Bear Blob, but that's about it. Like, the healing is strong, but it's just pretty much that. Greasus is so bad he's not even funny as a meme. It is. For Doomfire Warlocks, there you have your meme. How am I supposed to use Doomfire Warlocks against freaking Tomb Kings? It doesn't work. Their passive and blobs makes them toxic. Yeah, basically that. And maybe the Chariot Kite for a bit, but like the Warslat Kite. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just waiting for okay, he's chained up. Okay, cool, we're good. Wait, have I fought Will? No, I don't think I've fought Will with this build before, so it should be fine. I don't know. But yeah, I decided not to bring, like, I don't have to bring healing this time because all I have is just Iron Guts, and I think Butcher should be enough, hopefully. But yeah, we're just gonna go and rush the Tomb Kings and see what happens. You're just waiting for Norska DLC. That's gonna take years before it arrives. Like, Norska still only has 2 lords. And they are like a Game 1 DLC. I mean, Game 1 DLC, Game 2 pre-order DLC. But yeah, shit's kind of bad. Like, I'm not like too excited about the current meta right now because I've been playing with it for months. So instead, I decided to take like a short break from Warhammer. Not like total break, as you can see. I'm still uploading videos like on a regular basis. But I've been playing quite a few other games. The one I think I enjoyed the most recently is actually a fishing game called Dzeentch. It's just a really nicely put together game where you're literally just a fisherman, but then when you're fishing, you realize you're fishing up Cthulhu fish. So it's essentially Pokemon, but Cthulhu and fish, and without the fight with monsters thing, you're just kind of like trying. I'm just kind of obsessed with trying to collect all the mutated fish, corrupted by the outer gods kind of thing. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun game and really chill as well. Like, you just put on some music, and then you're just sailing out on a fishing boat, and then yeah, just go and fish some abominations and shit. It's pretty. And then there's also the other one, Deep Rock Galactic. I decided to quit Warhammer and then I became a dwarf. The irony. Okay, so we have some stuff on the left, some stuff on the right, going super duper wide, and then we have some stuff in the middle as well. These guys, and then Saber-Tusk will have to be fighting skeleton cavalry, and I don't think they can win in general, but they're good, so they should be able to hold on. Like they should be able to do some damage before they get broken. And the whole point is just to rush and overload everything with whatever we have. Tactical fish, yeah, indeed. Oh, for fuck's sake, Umbrella. I will join Night Crew at some point, but not right now. I still need to take time to accept my new nickname in the clan. Okay, so we have what the oh shit. Okay, and then we have just lock this on. Ready when our opponent is ready. And then we're just gonna get peppered to death by Ushaptis or laser eyes. I mean, no, not laser eyes. Those are laser venom and shit, or radioactive venom. I don't even know. But yeah, the irony is that I quit Warhammer. Like I took a break from Warhammer just to be a dwarf. So I don't know if that's really means that I'm taking a break from Warhammer. Just spending some time digging gold and rocks and stone. So. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Seems like my opponent is ready as well. Alright, let's go and see what happens. They're boxing shit. I don't know what to do with this one. I guess Burning Head and maybe try to break that box. Good thing I didn't bring. Yeah, good thing I didn't bring lead belchers. I can't break this. Yeah, these guys can eat shots. I don't really mind. They're 500 gold and they can't break shit here. So I have to break everything like from the front. And I don't know if I can actually break it. That's the real problem here. Like this looks tough to break, to say the least. Like, what am I supposed to do with the Saber-Tusk? Like, just wait. Can you shoot my yes, shoot my Saber-Tusk. Okay, cool. I don't mind if they're eating some. Okay, maybe not these guys. Okay, keep shooting them. Keep shooting them. I don't mind if you keep shooting them. Okay. Iron Guts go in. One, you guys go in, and the real. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we just gotta. Oh no, Cathay! Curse you! Well, guess I just have to go in. Curse you, Cathay! Oof, this is painful. Okay, can we go in? Okay, we just gotta have to go in. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if what we're trying to do here. We just have to go in no matter what. Oh, this is where a freaking... Okay, we can't get in. We can't get in, so we pull out a bit. Our push is not working, guys. Thank God we are getting... Oh, the laser eyes. Yep. Oh, whatever. That was a misclick, but he kind of needs it, to be fair. Oh, curse you again, Cathay! Okay, go in. Okay, good. Okay, it turns out the misclick isn't that bad. Oh shit. Misclick. That was a misclick. Fuck. That cost me the game. Ugh. I couldn't break through the defenses with those. Shit. This is a tough box, and I don't have the damage. And I don't have the tools to break it. This is a good box. I hate fighting it, but it's a good box. Okay, so I guess this is where a Stonehold Hunter would be necessary. Shit. And next time, don't bring any saber tusks against Tomb Kings. It's let's say it's not of any use. Oof, that was a good build. Yeah, even if I broke through these two Tomb Gods, I still can't do shit about it. GG. Oh, I left some Ogre balls at the back. It doesn't matter anyways. I just don't have the stuff to break through this box. I guess if I have... That's why I guess... Huh. Okay, Iron Blaster it is next time. Oof, a brutal box. And I don't have the tools to break it. Maybe. And then I'll just do a little bit of a... Also, Kathay's been real freaking annoying. I hate him. GG. And that's it for my journey in this tournament. The Tomb Kings wrecked me. Maybe I should have won Tomb Kings. Oh no, not Tomb Kings. Maybe I should have won Dark Elves. What can I do to deal with this build actually? Like, this 4 units is definitely a big no. Perhaps, I guess, Iron Blaster. I don't want to say this, but maybe double scrap launcher? I really don't like this, but I guess I just have to do it. What else can I use? No, not really. Not really any. Yeah, not really anything. Like, I can't outrange the Tomb Kings with most of the Ogre artillery. Like, there's Ushabtis with great bows, and also the Bone Giant, both of which outrange my Lead Belchers. So my only option really is just to go for the Iron Blasters and hope that they can take down enough of the Tomb King's firepower and crack the box or something. This is a rough one. Now that box is on the menu. Anyways, GG to Will Francesco. He will be advancing to the next. He'll be advancing to the next round. Cool Umbrella, just about how you use your girth with tactical application. You did saw I have a tactically girthy build right there in the game, so technically it's a tactically girthy build. I'm using the girth tactically. Oh shit, please don't ban me, YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, tactical fish. But yeah, that was a tactical. That was a build with tactical girth. But yeah, let's see. Ends for life. Oh, yep, we caught up with the chat. Now, let's see if anyone's free for me to just join and peek. Give me a second. Who's next? Friday night fight. I have lost my game against Will. Next up is Will versus Golden Flu, Phoenix King versus Moore, Thunderwolf, and somebody else is still on. Race is fighting Human Boy, yes. And Normal Swamp versus Cyrus. We've seen. Yeah, we've seen. Okay. Okay, cool. We've got a link from Phoenix King, so of course this is Phoenix King. The freaking elf superiority. Shit, hold on a second, guys. Don't set up your army just yet. I need to set up army blocker. There we go. Now you're free to do whatever, but High Elves versus Britonia. And our race has beaten Human Boy. Oops, sorry. The chair bumped into the desk. But yeah, let's see what these two are gonna bring to the table. Oh shit, I see what's happening with that build with Will there. It's a Sabrus build. Oh, that's why I lost. It's the dreaded Sabrus box. Like Sabrus is I know boxing is usually usually being looked down upon but Sabrus has optimized his boxes. He is a person who studied his boxes and studied more. So his boxes are not just boxes with like one layer. Usually it's like some very complex pattern with the angles of the units all calculated. The last time we saw him on stream was on Wednesday. Well, he was not on stream, but we saw a replay with him going for a really elaborated Dowie box with five crawlers. Wait, was it 5 crawlers? No, that was 5 iron drakes and 4 thunders in a square formation. It's like his boxes are something else, I would say. But yeah, it's Warriors of Chaos versus High Elves. Interesting. But yeah, Will Francesco might have got his Tomb King's box inspiration from Sabres, but yeah, might also be something similar to Cool Umbrella though. I don't know. I've never played this. I've never played against this box before, and I need to figure out how to fight it. Ugh. God damn it, Sabres. But yeah, I guess Iron Blasters might just be the only way to do it. I mean, I've been kind of out of touch with the meta lately. I know like the most meta stuff, but for like particular matchups, I'm not too familiar. I haven't been playing the most actively recently, especially like all I've been playing was just one Dark Elf meme build, really. Like, so yeah, that was that. Let's see, we have High Elves versus Warriors of Chaos. Okay. Saber strikes from the grave. He strikes from boxes, not graves. Quumbrella, I'm claiming that Tomb King's built first. Fair dues. I guess you guys played against each other at some point. Or maybe just great minds think alike. I don't know. Like, the last game I played was like last week, so yeah. Not the most active so far. Just a lot of rock and stones. Diggy hole and all that. Now, High Elves and Warriors of Chaos, I've always find this matchup to be quite difficult. Ever since, quite difficult for the High Elves since the start of game. No, not difficult for High Elves. Actually, difficult to the Warriors of Chaos. Since the High Elf Loven Seaguard meta, the sheer amount of arrows and defensive spear infantry is just too much for the Warriors of Chaos to deal with. But I guess maybe perhaps the Chaos Army has some better tools after the after the mass buff to Chaos Knight and Chariot. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what will they bring to the table. Obviously, I can't discuss their build here. But usually, I think the one time I got beaten hard as the Warriors of Chaos against High Elves is when it's Saber's Ragnum again. Saber's Ragnum going for a very elaborated Lothland Seaguard box plus arrow spam. It was rough. I couldn't break through the spear wall in front, and then yeah, after that just got shredded by the torrent of arrows. Now we do have a bit of a almost full rainbow build. 2 chariots. We have the Knights of Brazen Throne and the Nurgle Knights with lances. Interesting. I usually never see these guys. Only the Nurgle Knights with axes and shields, given their better survivability and just better sustained melee stats, and that Nurgle Knights are good enough on the charge in general. You don't need that lances, but yeah, I guess that will work. Okay, so for the rest of the army build, for the Chaos Army or more, we have a front line of Marauders going for a Chaffee line because all the value has been invested into the mobility. We also have 2 units of Tzeentch chariots. We have Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, leading the army, being an expensive lord piece. We can't really spend much else on anywhere, so only 5 Marauders on the front line. For the High Elves, we have a front line of Spears, and also 1 Swordmasters of Hoeth, 3 units of Sword... wait, what? What the hell? Okay, cool. Elarian Reaver Archers, 3 units of them, one of them the Heralds of the Wind. And then, at the back, 2 units of Dragon Princes. In the skies, Ainarian himself leading the army. No, just a prince, but Phoenix King always calls this Ainarian. The Dragon Prince with his full load out. Blade of Bel Corhadris, and Stand Your Ground, Deadly Onslaught, and the Bane Shield. Foe Seeker as well. Everything active would give this guy a lot of melee stats, and a lot of killing power, and a lot of weapon strength. So it can be quite deadly of a combatant, especially now that Archaon can be vulnerable to a charge from the skies. Now in the front line there, the Reaver Archers have been firing, but the shields of the Marauders are absorbing quite a bit of those shots. So not the most effective fire, but not that they have any better targets to shoot at. The Chaos Chariots of Tzeentch have heavy armor, and they are just a little bit too fast for those arrows to hit. Moore does have good enough micro to just dodge all of those arrows, so the chariots are not taking any damage. And Phoenix King himself, having quite good off micro overall, is gonna do some cheeky cycle charging, just trying to run down the Marauders before they get to brace and fight back. But yeah, it's just all comes down to who wins the mobility game on this one, because both armies have invested so much into their mobility. For Phoenix King, it is all 3 Elarian Reaver Archers and 2 expensive Dragon Princes. But yeah, I feel like Fireborn of the High Elves should be, like, they should have their name changed into like Fire Princes or Fire Dragon or some shit like that, because High Elves Fireborn would be confused with the Cathay Fireborn. So definitely somebody have forgot about this issue when they're naming units. But yeah. But then we also have like 2 Wanderers in the game. Orphic the Wanderer and Akai the Wanderer. So, and on 2 completely opposite factions nonetheless. So yeah. Somebody in the naming department has been slacking off in Games Workshop. Anyways, on the far side there, Elarian Reaver Archer is chipping away the health of Chaos Knights, but they don't really care. With their bronze shields and 120 armor, they can tank the damage. Knights of the Brazen Throne as well also have 130 armor, so they will be tanking. And yeah, the Elarian Reaver Archers used up most of their ammo, but not a lot of damage overall. The problem is that they really don't have good targets to shoot at right now. It's either Cheap Chaff or something that has so much armor, they're just kind of scratching their backs. Now, Ainarian is aiming down the line, going after the Knights of Brazen Throne. A beautiful, beautiful breath attack, nuking half of that unit. Ainarian himself dropping in with all his buff activated. Deadly Onslaught, Blade of Bel Corhadris, Stand Your Ground, Foe Seeker all active. His stats are stupid right now. 100 speed, 92 attack, 78 melee defense, 834 weapon strength, and 72 charge bonus. Those Knights are eaten alive. Okay, the Knights are dead now, and Earthblood used to counteract some of that Spirit Leech. So Ainarian is still on full health, but right now Archaon has activated his Slayer of Kings. Seeing that Ainarian doesn't have his abilities active anymore, he is coming in and is hunting down the weakened High Elf Prince. On the far side there, the engagement is the melee engagement. The infantry melee engagement is not much to talk about, really. Just spears poking at Chaffy Marauders, but the Chaos mobility has taken a heavy toll. The Dragon Princes has slammed hard into the Chaos Knights. Wait, are these regular Knights? These are regular Knights. Okay, the Nurgle Knights are at the back there. Yeah, the regular Knights are suffering hard. Oh, I forgot about the 2 regular Knights. Anyways, Archaon got on top of the Prince once again, beating him down, but not a lot of damage so far because his Slayers of Kings is inactive right now. While the Dragon Princes are giving chase to the Chaos Knights, and with their physical resistance 80 charge bonus and just solid melee stats given the martial mastery, they are hunting down all these poor Chaos Knights. And the Knights of Brazen Throne is deader than dead. These Chaos Knights are trapped against the Dragon Princes. Archaon stuck in this melee fight as well, while the High Elf Prince is free to just bail out of this situation and receive some more healing from the Live Mage. Another breath of attack coming down, this time onto the Chaos Knights with lances. Unfortunately, they kind of got blobbed there in front of the pursuit of some Dragon Princes and will be taking substantial damage from the one Strawberry Breath attack. Yeah, things are not looking great for Chaos for sure, with stuff buckling overall. Okay, so what else? Yeah, I don't know how Chaos can pull this one back, because Archaon, he is strong for sure, but the High Elves have healing, even if... Oh wait, no, the Mage of Life is on foot. This might be a big mistake here, only giving her like 35 speed, and Archaon, if he has his Slayer of Kings activated, he can probably just hunt her down in a quick hurry. But here comes Spears and Larian Reaver Archers to bail out the Live Mage. But the Chariots are coming into the mix as well, just trying to plow down the infantry so Archaon can start hunting down the Mage of Life. A Searing Doom coming in should do some good damage to cavalry models for some reason, despite being an area of effect spell. Maybe the splash damage... Oh, right, the projectile themselves have pretty good damage, so every hit will be fully absorbed by the unit models themselves. Now, the Live Mage is having trouble getting out of the engagement, so an Arian will be coming over, just trying to bail out the caster, but things are not looking too neat for the casters right now, being terrified, and an Arian has to drop in himself, just trying to put a stop to Archaon's transgression. Now the Live Mage is running away, so she can probably get out of this alive and cast another healing onto the blob. Oh, but another Spirit Leech coming her way, and some Chaos Knights have regrouped. Now she needs a healing on herself, even dropping a regrove. Okay, that's a lot of investment onto herself right now. Just trying to keep that healing alive and whatnot. But Anarian is struggling against Archaon for some reason. Just not hitting, just not landing any hits, despite having all his buffs active. But at least he's not taking that much damage, so that's a plus, I guess. On the infantry side, though, the High Elves are cleaning up all those poor Marauders. Swordmasters, 172 kills, cleaning up, that's like, 2 units of Marauder infantry? Yeah, a unit and a half, actually. But yeah. Doing a lot of HP damage, and kill count. Just not a lot of value because, well, yeah, Marauders are Marauders, so you can't really say much about them. Dragon Princes on the far side chasing off all kinds of routed Chaos Mobility. Being Elfin Steeds, they do have quite fast speed. 84 should be able to outrun everything else, pretty much, on the Chaos side. Now, Searing Doom dropping on top of some Dragon Princes, doing significant damage. Definitely a big mistake here. Not able to pull those Dragon Princes out of the spell cast. And they will be paying the ultimate price here. But that also bought enough time for the Mage of Life to get out of that engagement. But then Archaon just pushed out because the Dragon Princes have taken enough damage, terrified by Archaon himself. And Archaon is free to chase down those High Elf healing. The thing is, I don't think Archaon has enough to fight through all these High Elf infantry. There's just too much anti-large poking damage, and then Swordmasters with armor piercing. Strawberry Breath attack going in, but Archaon starts moving and kind of just dodged the entire thing. Probably did more fire, friendly fire on the Mage of Life than anything. But Archaon decided to go to fight this Dragon Princess, while Anarian just kind of hanging in the skies, biding his time because he wants to recharge all his ability before jumping in once more. Now the Mage of Life is back once again, dropping a regrove, the last regrove she'll ever dump and Evercast. Oh, even getting an overcast damage. So very unfortunately, that Mage of Life is going down, but the Prince is also getting a perfect Vigor refresh, and also he himself is getting his HP entirely topped up. With that, balance of power is pushing further in the favor of Phoenix King, and he will be taking this game with his High Elves. Yeah. Oh, hey, Krell. Nice to see you here. Golden Floof, box breaking is the #1 thing to learn in this game. Definitely, definitely. It is like a basic thing. Everyone is... There's so many boxes in this game, you just have to do it. Unless you don't want to have a fun time on ladder. Now, if you know how to break boxes and is prepared for it, then definitely you can do it easily. And gonna be wrecking noobs and shit. But, yeah... Like, I can break boxes, but I also need to bring the proper builds. Like, without the right tools, no one can actually break boxes. You just need to bring the right things to deal with them. And sometimes those builds do not overlap with builds that can deal with other scenarios. And I was expecting more of like an onion build from the Tomb Kings beforehand, so I went for a wide formation. But then there's a box, so my tactical girth had nothing on them. Since there's only so small of a formation for me to hit, so very unfortunately I just couldn't break through that box with the build I had. And also, like, more importantly, we had the Cathay cock block, just stopping me from casting those burning heads. A very deadly cock block for sure. Now, for the army performances, we didn't really see much from most of the army, other than the Sword Masters and Dragon Princes. This one did really well, chasing after and dealing with a lot of the Warriors of Chaos mobility. You can see that none of them really earned back their value here. Archaon did a lot better, but then so is Anarian. So, yeah. Very well played from Phoenix King here. Elarian Reavers, unfortunately, with their non-armor-piercing Archer Fire, just didn't do much. Yeah, GG to Phoenix King, and we'll be moving on to the next battle. Let's see if anyone else is free to play. Now, niche. Okay, so let me just check. I don't know how Ogres beat Tomb Kings, to be honest. The Boner Giant smacks them so hard. I guess you just have to go for Iron Blasters. I don't know. Let's see. Who's next? Thunderwolf and now Niche. Who else is playing? Francesco, Golden Floof, now Niche, Thunderwolf, Race, and Cyrus. Oh shit. Everyone's in game now. Give me a second. Let me just sort out who's playing against who. Now Niche and Thunderwolf probably had their game finished, so Wolf Francesco and Golden Floof might still be going. Yeah. Okay, let's see what does and we can check out some preliminary rounds replay while we are just waiting for the next round, which is the semifinals. And semifinalists, please wait for me before you play those games. And yeah, we can check out some preliminary rounds, the first round battles first, before we go into anything else. the plan is to cast all the semifinals and finals, and then we can move on to the battles we missed. So we should still have a good hour and a half content. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Give me a second. Just want to see if anyone's starting to play. Okay, cool. Okay. I don't even know who's who now, so. Anyways, we can go into some replays. Wait, what? Oh, Golden Floof and Will has finished their game? Or is it Dark Elves versus Tomb Kings? Probably previous game. Not sure. But Tomb Kings have been making a comeback in the recent meta. Like, I've seen a lot of players using them. Especially with the Sepulchral Stalkers seems to be really strong in this in any matchups with their armor piercing laser venom. But yeah. Wait, what? So am I joining Thunderwolf or not? I'm confused. Oh, okay. Here we go. Borgash. Okay, I am here. I guess now Niche and Thunderwolf are still playing. So we Golden Floof versus Phoenix King. Okay, cool. But yeah, semi-finalists, please wait for me. Okay, cool. Oh, hey, Rete. Nice to see you here. Cool, Umbrella, they still have... Tomb Kings are just good against most of the top 5 factions. Fair. Fair. They have like 4 really bad matchups, though. Which 4? I actually don't know. I actually don't know which 4. Mr. Casual, you might want to keep those in your pants. The biggest thing that allowed Box to steadily grow more popular is Dom spell nerfs. That and also all the healing has not been nerfed, unfortunately. Like, they can just sustain the boxes forever. And yeah, definitely the Dom spell nerfing is a big problem because it punishes any attempts to break defensive positions. But domination is all about holding that defensive position, which makes no. I don't think it has the greatest interactive gameplay. No, you're just kind of sticking to a point and just piling troops onto that spot, just to, in the hopes of like holding the point and winning. Like, I don't get it. There's no like the battle isn't dynamic. It's very static. It's basically just lane pushing. There's no backfield shenanigans unless you have spawn camping cheese, then it's a whole different thing. But yeah, it just kind of sucks. Dwarfs, Nurgle, Warriors of Chaos, and High Elves are the 4 I would avoid as Tomb Kings. That's fair. I probably would just bring I would bring like 3 aspiring champions to troll the Tomb Kings if I wanna. Dwarfs is impossible affairs. You just can't outshoot the Dwarfs, right? Now, Warriors of Chaos versus Grand Cathay. I don't think the Warriors of Chaos has much hope in this matchup, but we shall see. This matchup hurts for Warriors in general. They just can't break through those Jade Warriors, man. They just can't. Maybe I'll be surprised, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so for army builds, Grand Cathay, we have a very typical boxy build, a front line of Jade Warriors and then some Peasant Long Spears to protect the squishy underbelly of Iron Hail Gunners, and a single fire rain rocket. No, that's a single Grand Cannon to shut out any monsters and cavalry, I assume. In disguise, I couldn't get it fast enough, Sky Lantern for some aerial harmony provider, so the Chaos doesn't really have anything to deal with that, and just kind of have to eat every bit of damage. Very unfortunate there. And just leave the Sky. They just don't have anything to deal with the Sky Lantern and just have to like let it stay up there. Like there's no missiles, no Spirit Leech, and no nothing. Acquiescence and Lash of Slaanesh, none of them can do anything to the Sky Lantern. So yeah, rip Warriors of Chaos. I do think that. Yep, I have the Scream Blocker down. I do think that the Cathay might have this one. The Dragon Blood Shugengan Lord coming in with the meta spells, Talons of the Night, Ancestral Warriors, and Storm of Shadows. All 3 of them very good spells, very good utility. Very good utility for the Storm of Shadows area effect control to stop any enemy push or just catch their mobility. While the Talons of the Night do damage and Ancestral Warriors is just extra body on the field. Now for the other side, Chaos Warriors going super wide with Marauders mixed in with Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges and Mirror Guard. Now with the thick formation, that's why you want to go for as wide of a formation as possible, because a thick formation means that those artillery can easily punch through multiple rows of your units and making contact multiple times, doing maximum damage. So this is already a bit of an issue here on Burgash's side. Yeah, the cannons, you can see those cannonballs just roll through entire units, taking down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 unit models. Like if you go wider, then you probably would only have 6 unit models dead or something. 6 or 5 unit models dead. So like this is already a major problem. Some Chaos Warriors are already down, like 10% down in terms of manpower. Chaos Warhounds on the flanks circling back. Some of them with poison, just probably trying to get into the back line and catch those Iron Hail Gunners. But those Jade Lancers are guarding closely to the Grand Cannons and Iron Hail Gunners, and they shall be holding the line. Well, not much to say right now, because it's just Grand Cannon opening up and feasting on top of these Chaos Warriors. Iron Hail Gunners are opening fire now, but the Mirror Guard with their silver shields are eating a lot of that damage. But yeah, they're eating a lot of damage, but the damage mitigation is coming in just fine. Harmony is helping the Jade Warriors to hold the line, but honestly, the Iron Hill Gunners should be shooting at the halberds at the back there, being the more cost-efficient option. But yeah, Warriors of Chaos are grinding through Jade Warriors. I don't know how. Okay, at least this unit is not being buffed by Harmony, so they would. Now they are actually. Funny, because the Iron Hill Gunners shifted a bit because of the Lash of Slaanesh, now pushing them just enough to touch the Jade Warriors. But anyways, Iron Hill Gunners are shooting onto the side of the Mirror Guard, but the Jade Warriors are being hit by an Armor Sundering from the Prince Sigvald himself, the Magnificent. So their armor is not as good as usual when the Sliver Slash is on. Anyways, at the back there, Chaos Warhounds tries to get on top of the Iron Hill Gunners, but the Jade Lances are here to screen, stopping them, and a crossfire from Iron Hill Gunners will be finishing them off. More Warhounds are coming in, hoping to get to the back there, but a bit slow on micro there, allowing the Jade Lances to react and catch them rather unprepared. In the front line there, the House Scourge Warriors are having a good time grinding through Jade Warriors, but not quite so for the rest of the army. The Chaos push is losing steam for sure. Only Prince Sigvald is really the one with any health here. And yeah, even the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh is eating a whole lot of Iron Hill volleys. And things are not looking great for sure. He was trying to dish out some damage with those Lash of Slaanesh, but they're just not doing much damage. And now with the Iron Hill Focus Fire, they are just dead. Nice dodge from the Iron Hill Gunners as well, just moving out of the way, so not the most damage from the Lash of Slaanesh. Now, the Dragon Blood, the Shugen Gunlord, is going after the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh, and he is running for his life now that he's quite low in health. On the other side, Marauders and Warriors are still struggling to break through all those infantry. Acquiescence lowering the defensive stats of the Jade Warriors, boosting the damage of the Marauders with great weapons with a tiny bit more. And yeah, things are not great, I would say. Like, balance of power is very much in favor of Cathay right now. And yeah, that might just be it. Like, Prince Sigvald might be good, but he's not invincible. He also isn't unbreakable, so he can't carry entire games on his back like that when he's shot by 1,000 Iron Hills. More and more Iron Hill Gunners are moving up, and they are just blasting away at Prince Sigvald. He has his back turned against them, so he's not enjoying any of those Silver Shield missile block chance. And yeah, that might just be the end of Slaanesh. Okay, the Sorcerer Lord is still there, but Prince Sigvald is eating another hail of another hail of Iron Hail. And yeah, just waiting for army losses right now, really. The Hell Scourge Warriors are still very fine on the other side, but everything else is just being like, nope, we're done. That's it. And yeah, just come on, balance of power. Come on, you're just so very close. Like, all the push from the Warriors of Chaos side is pretty much done for. The summon of the Ancestral Warriors might just be enough to push the army losses. Might be. Okay, it's on the field now. But it's still not activating. What is happening? Okay, now we're having army losses. Thank you. Dwarfs and Nurgle are almost hopeless for Tomb Kings. Interesting. I did not expect that. But yeah, anyways, back to the army builds, the post-battle performances. Yeah, things have been rough. Things have been really rough for the Chaos. Really not much damage was done by their melee infantry. They just can't push through the Harmony. It's one very bad matchup for the Chaos because how bad their rushing is. Infantry rush against Grand Cathay is just not feasible, honestly. You need monsters to just force their way through the enemy lines and just get into the back line there. That has to be Phoenix King. Hmm. Okay, so it is Phoenix King versus Golden Floof, and we have to set up the army blocker. Spectate. Let's see, what do we have here? What the hell? Phoenix King is going for dwarfs? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. The dwarf hater is going for dwarfs. This is irony. Oh wait, no. Golden Floof banned dwarves. So he can't pick dwarves. Wait, is he actually picking dwarves? Like, isn't dwarves banned? Wait, no, you can't pick dwarves. What the fuck? Anyways, if Floof isn't protesting, I guess we can just let it proceed or something. Okay, so for army build, a very classic dwarf build. Front line of miners, second line of dwarf warriors, 3 great axes, 3 great weapons, dwarf warriors, and 4 quarrelers. 2 slayers, one of them the dragonback slayers, and Thoric Ironbrow leading the army, going for a full 20 stack there. Dark elves going for 3 Reaper crossbow, Reaper bolt throwers, and 4 dark shards. 4 dread spears and 4 bleak swords, I think. Wait, no, is it 5? 5 bleak swords? Okay, 5 bleak swords, 4... No, just 5 bleak swords, and 4 dark shards, 4 dark riders, and a single shades. Going for that armor-piercing damage, Mala's Darkblade leading the army, and the Sorceress of Shadows coming in with Pit of Shades. One of the only Vortex spells that is good and can be very effective against the Dawi. Personally, I like using Searing Doom as a bombardment spell against them, but there's no Lore of Metal for the Dark Elves, so rip Dark Elves. Army blocker is down, and we're good to go. Alright, so I forgot to check out what does Thoric have. Rune of Speed for just better melee stats to grind through the Dark Elf army. Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and Rune of Doom. So this is a build that is built around breaking the Dark Elf infantry for sure. Rune of Wrath and Ruin to blow up their lightly armored infantry. And then you just kind of alternate between Rune of Speed and the Rune of Doom to help your units cut down the bleak swords a little bit faster. So yeah, pretty nice build so far. Crumbrella, he is a closet dwarf main. You know, he's just projecting that dwarf hate. It's like he secretly is in love with dwarves, but he's just too ashamed to admit it. That's why he hates it on the outside. Hell cannons could be a little less trash at least. No, hell cannons still have the aiming issue where they just kind of aim in front or behind the unit center mass. So yeah, it doesn't actually hit shit. Like it is a little bit better than before, but it's still kind of bad. So that's why nobody uses hell cannons these days. Sigvald is good. Sigvald is good indeed, but in this meta where everyone has boosted healing, Sigvald's healing isn't as good anymore. Like, he essentially still have the same HP pool, but everyone has more because everyone else can get to their healing cap faster, but Sigvald gets to his healing cap anyways, effectively having the same HP. Anyways, Malice is going hard. He's going straight for the back line there, run in, probably just gonna blow up some dwarfs with his ability. No, just going straight in. Oh, moving on to the Quarrelers. But the Quarrelers are opening fire onto stuff. Why are they shooting at Bleak Swords? They need to shoot at Dark Shards, especially these are not shielded. But yeah, the Dwarf push is slow and steady right now. Doesn't want to mess up the formation. Yet now some of the Crawlers are shooting at the Dark Shards, doing immense damage with their shots. Now, one of the miners is being routed by Malice Darkblade. Very unfortunate there. After eating too many shots from those bolt throwers. But the rest of the Dawi shall move on and keep pushing. They are indeed stubborn dwarfs, so they do have very solid leadership. But the Dark Shards, the Shades over here are doing some very cheeky damage. Shooting at the miners, and now the miners are approaching. They're trying to get their explosives on top of these Shades. The question is whether Golden Floof can... Nope, doesn't matter. The miners are routed. Never mind. And all the miners have been dealt with. The Bleak Swords are now a little bit more confident to fight the Dwarf Warriors, but they still have to be careful of any Rune of Doom and stuff like that. Rune of Doom right there, boosting all the damage output of the Dwarf army here with that extra 24 melee attack. A very nicely placed Rune of Wrath and Ruin, hitting both the Bleak Swords and the Dark Shards, doing some nice damage. No kills, but the kills can be obtained by the Quarrelers, with each unit over here having less HP. The Floric Ironbrow is also in the mix, beating down that poor Sorceress of Shadows. He is indeed a very strong melee combatant. Not very strong per se, but definitely a tough one, with 25% physical resistance thanks to his Anvil of Doom, and also his armor-piercing attacks, heavy armor and all that. The Dark Shards are shooting at the Bleak Swords right now, noticing that the Floric Ironbrow isn't the greatest target to shoot at, having both missile resistance and physical resistance, so Malice himself will be coming in to beat him down, and the Sorceress of Shadows is running for her life. At the back there, Dark Riders are charging into the back, but Slayers are here to cut them down, and the Quarrelers having 80 armor is no slouch in combat either. 28 defense, 28 defense, 18 attack. They can actually hold their own when being caught in melee combat, but what they can't hold against is definitely a spell cast. A nice dodge from Phoenix King, just a little bit too late here, still being hit by multiple bolt throwers and the Pit of Shades. While over here, Dark Riders are cut down by both the Dwarf Warriors and Quarrelers, while in the middle here, things are not looking too great for the Dark Elf lines. Dark Shards and the remaining infantry are all kind of buckling. At least the Murderous Prowess are keeping them in the fight. Dark Shards also shredding through all those Quarrelers with their armor-piercing missiles, rendering their armor useless. The thing is that the missiles at the back there, Dark Shards, bolt throwers are all being compromised one after the other right now. Dark Shards even moving up a bit, trying to get to their targets, but unfortunately that line of sight issue really not doing them any favor here, and they're being pulled into melee combat with the Dwarf Warriors. The Reaper bolt throwers are still firing and hoping to get those Quarrelers dealt with, and oh, this hurts. Both the blasting charges and a Rune of Wrath and Ruin, obliterating the Quarrelers and the Dark Shards and the Bleak Swords, and there goes the right flank of the Dark Elves. Malice is also running low on HP. He is trying hard to fight back against Floric Ironbrow, but again, Floric isn't that bad of a melee combatant, so still having 50 melee defense, sure. Malice has a lot of has a significant advantage over him, but he does have physical resistance to just tank damage. And now Zarkan is here, just dropping his abilities onto this blob here to drain away the health of enemy units, and also just keep himself in the fight as well, giving himself heals and also damage resistance. But the rest of the army is pretty much gone. Done for the Dark Elves. Only some Dark Riders are still in the mix, and oh, there's one unit of Shades, which the Dwarfs can simply can't catch up with. Nice Pit of Shades at the back here, catching 2 units, the Miners and the Quarrelers, doing some nice damage overall. The Sorceress of Shadow has not been doing that much damage, actually. I'm surprised. But perhaps she's mostly pushed off by the threatening Quarreler fire, and has to back away. Anyways, Slayers, Dragonback Slayers will be chasing after the Shades, and the Shades doesn't have 360 shooting, so when they are running, they can't shoot. At the back there, Dark Shards firing into the fray here, chipping away the remaining health of the Dwarf Warriors, now securing the position with the Miners also shot to their route. Darken, though, he is trying his best to carry this game, charging into the Quarrelers and should be routing them with his... Does he have terror? No, he only has fear. Okay. Yeah, with his fear effect, lowering the leadership of enemy units, but not quite enough to break them or rout them. And with a little bit of explosion, there goes the Quarrelers. Now they're moving. Now, Malice Darkblade is moving on to the next one, the healthier one. But run-off speed is active. Everything is being thrown against Darken right now. Pit of Shades dropped into here, trying to nuke out one of the Quarrelers, but definitely, I feel like it might have been a mistake. Could have just put the spell here, and we'll be hitting Dwarf Warriors, and probably some Quarrelers a little bit before. Yeah, like, just hit the blob around your single entity. Always do that. Because usually the units are just surrounding their target, forming a perfect blob, a circular blob, for the Vortex spells to maximize damage and whatnot. Anyways, at the back there, Dark Shards are still expanding the last bit of their ammo, while Darken is hanging on to his dear life, so is Thoric Ironbrow. But the Dwarfs do have a little bit more leadership advantage. Now, Thoric needs to back out of there, but he's probably trying hard to just get rid of Malice Darkblade. But right now, it's pretty much down to the Dwarf Warriors to take down Malice, or Darken. A Bloodstorm, a very nice activation moment right now. And with the fire support from the Shades, trying to just finish off Thoric. Things are not looking too great for the Dwarfs suddenly. Everything they have is quite tattered. Perhaps the healthiest and strongest bastion of strength is these Dwarf Warriors and the Slayer unit back there. But the Dragonback Slayers thankfully did catch up to the Shades and hit them with their slow effect. The flammable effect minus 30% speed, giving them a chance to catch up with the Shades, but the Shades is just a little bit too fast, and no more contact effect against the Shades, and yep, there goes the Shades. And they can't catch up. Very awkward scenario here. Malice moving into the Slayers here, just trying to use that Reaper of Souls to get those healing boost, and then start fighting in the middle of this blob. Ooh, a brutal Pit of Shades surrounding Darken, but Darken is also getting hit from all sides by multiple great weapon units. Thankfully, that Pit of Shades might have saved his Rs, or may not. His HP is dropping after all, so he might just kind of... Yeah, it's not enough for him to finish off the great weapons. Ooh, this is bad. This is bad. Like, his health is dropping, and he might just go down any second now. Like, his HP is just teetering at around 170? 150 now? 160? Oh, and it's dropping. More units are coming in to support him, but can he survive till then? The last, like, 30 HP... Why? No! Why did you counter... Why did you charge out? And, Malice survived. Oh, no, he died. He died. He died. I thought he survived with 23 HP. No, he died. And there goes everyone else on the Dark Elf side. A massive... Wait, no? No? Yeah, there goes the Dark Riders. The Shades are still running. They can't fire while moving, so they're pretty much useless now. And it's down to the Sorceress of Shadows wrecking all those remaining units. But she can't... There's no way she can finish off the Slayers. Unless she still have one back pocket Pit of Shades. That perhaps maybe. But yeah. I don't see how the Dark Elves can turn this around, honestly. Yeah. Now Phoenix King is consolidating his units to a blob, while the rest of the Dwarf Warriors are getting chased off. But with both armies having good leadership, but they're Lord Dead, this is going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Lord Dead minus 10 leadership. Lord Dead also minus 10 leadership. The problem is that the Dwarfs no longer have any options to deal with the Shades. And giving up the chase on the Shades might be a big mistake. Like, if they could put up a pressure against the Shades, then perhaps, yeah, then perhaps the Shades will not have any time to shoot at anything else. They still have 4 volleys, and that is a considerable amount of damage. But yeah. And now the Shades will be going into melee combat just to cut down all these remaining Dwarfs, making sure they're not coming back and reducing the balance of power for the Dwarfs even further. The thing is that the Slayers are coming in hot, so they need to start running and shoot and scoot once more. Oh, now the Sorceress is surging out of the forest or something. Ooh, and they took the high ground, so a little bit more missile damage boost. And the miners are getting hit, so they got a little bit of that leadership debuff when being showered by missiles. The Shades are still standing their ground, trying to work down the Dragonback Slayers, but ooh, the miners with blasting charges have been routed. The Slayers are charging though, and with that acceleration, they might just be able to catch up with the Shades, but no, they backed up again. As the very annoying Sorceress is actually chasing down any isolated elements on the Dawi side. The Shades still have 3 volleys left. Ooh, can that? And that... Is those 3 volleys gonna work? Anyways, the Sorceress is chasing down routing units, so that is fulfilling the attacking rule. And the Shades are trying to rendezvous with her, just trying to go over that side so that they can probably... Ooh, this might be dangerous, so that they can just kind of match up together and start fighting back to back or something. Bro. Oh, Lamsauce King Dwarf missile units are ridiculous. Buckman's Rangers beat Psycho Charging Knights in melee. Yeah, that is one of the weird things about Dwarf missile units. They have charged defense though, and they have regeneration and good melee stats. So I guess that's kind of explains it, but also it's still kind of OP, right? But yeah, the Sorceress decided it's enough of chasing off the Dwarf Warriors and should now start hunting down the Dwarf Warriors over here. Yeah, Sorceress is moving moving towards the Dwarf Warrior, so that kind of is fulfilling the attacking rule. Just that the Shades are running the hell out, running for their lives. Okay, and the Shades are turning to fire. This might be the end of the Dark Elves, though. This might be the end of Dark Elves. Yeah, they have stood there and tried to fight back. They did blob up the Slayers for a Pit of Shades, but can the Shades hold long enough? I honestly don't think so. The Sorceress now charges in, hoping to deal with to break one of the Dwarf Warriors, but what else can they fight? Can they use to fight the Slayers? There's nothing. And with the Shades routing, the Sorceress will be forced into melee combat, and she's gonna die. She's gonna die a horrible, horrible death, spelling the end of the Dark Elves and the Dwarves. Of course, the OP faction will be making. They will be taking this game. GG to both players here. Congrats to Phoenix King for advancing to the next round, being a very ironic name there. And as you can see here, the miners got showered by armor-piercing missiles, so didn't do much. It's mostly Floric himself, yep, doing pretty good damage. The Dwarf Warriors did a good grinding work over working down the Dark Elf infantry, and some of the Dwarf Warriors with great weapons also did good damage to Malus Darkblade when they were able to surround him or Darkan. Quarrelers also did good. They held their own in melee combat even when charged by Dark Riders, and then the Slayers kind of just held the entire end game together and won them the battle. Malus / Darkan did good damage. Shades actually a surprisingly good pick against the Dwarfs due to their armor-piercing fire, better range than Dark Shards, and also their stalking allow them to avoid enemy artillery damage. Reaper Bolt Thrower is not doing much here because the front line didn't help, and very unfortunately, same goes for the Dark Shards. The front line just kind of buckled there, and the Dwarf Warriors, Miners were able to compromise the backline, silence the missiles. Okay, now raced and Thunderwolf. Shit. Have they started their game already? Let's see. Oh shit, I forgot. Okay, nobody saw anything. Okay. Ogre Kingdoms versus Cathay. Huh, interesting. We shall see what they will bring in this matchup. Given the builds I'm seeing right now, I do think the... Yeah, I do think that the Ogres are favored, but we shall see. Wait, what the fuck? Who even bring that unit? Okay, we got quite a few replays in the back pocket as well, so we will... Okay, we've got quite a few replay in the backlog, so we got some good content for today. We are eating good tonight, boys. Oh shit, it's probably gonna be another 2 hour. Actually, we still have 2 hours of stream left if this is the case, because we've got like how many replays? 7 replays and a best of 1 plus a best of 3 left. So yeah. Oh wait, Golden Floof Advance. Oh, probably Phoenix King gave up because of schedule or some shit. Oh, or because probably because he because Phoenix King decided to go dwarf and didn't realize Floof banned dwarves. But either ways, as long as both players worked it out, it's all good. Okay, and we have our game starting, so let me just down the army blocker. And there we go. A very similar build to what I would bring, and because double Nobbler Thief Stone is illegal, I do think that Snowhorn of Morn is a better pick than double Stonehorn Hunter. But either ways, we have 4 Saber Tusks, 4 Ogre Bulls, and 4 Nobbler plus 3 Nobblers and 4 Trappers. Stonehorn Hunter, yeah, Nobblers of the Bogglers of the Mad Marshes. This is one unit that I don't expect anyone to bring, because there's no water on this map. Like you're not getting anything from the paid trait. I guess you're getting poison, and you're not getting the water birth, but you're getting some poison, I guess, and better melee stats and leadership, so that's something. But yeah, overall I wouldn't think it's a worth it trade. Anyways, going for a very wide approach with chaff and low tier units, and then just going for some thick heavy boys. On the other side, the Cathay army, a front line of spears, second line of more spears, and some halberds. Then we have 2 elite halberds, the Dune Dragons and the Celestial Dragon Guard. Further back there, we have some artillery and missiles, 3 Iron Hail Gunners, 1 Grand Cannon, and we have 3 cavalry. 2 of them Jade Lancers and 1 Peasant Horseman. We have an Alchemist on foot coming in with Plague of Rust for... Not sure what it is for, but it's something, I guess, because you're not synergizing it with anything in this build other than the Jade Lancers and Peasant Long Spears. But yeah, I don't think it's the best choice here, but we shall see. We also have some Crane Gunners for some mid-long range DPS. Leading the army, a dragon-blooded Shugengan Lord on her horse. Coming in with Dragon's Breath to clear out Nobblers, I assume. Mostly just relying on that Plague of Rust to boost damage for the Jade Lancers and Peasant Horses and Long Spears, I suppose. And yeah, that's it for the army builds. Oh, leading the army for the Ogre side. Slaughtermaster coming in with only extra ingredients and Troll Guts. Okay. And that's it for army builds, just waiting for them to begin. Okay, the battle started, but not much happening so far. The Grand Cannon should be able to fire as soon as the Snowhorn move away from the forest. The great thing about a Stonehorn Hunter, which is on the other side of the map, is really the Nobbler Thief Stone, going for a stealth stalking approach before being revealed and before going into melee. But yeah, just gonna quickly reply something. Okay, cool. Just replying about some replays and submissions. But yeah, not much happening so far. Race is trying to wrap around the Cathay formations with all those Saber Tusks in case they can get into the back line, and if Saber Tusk gets to charge a Jade Lancer and a Peasant Horse, well, they can charge one of them. So a Saber Tusk should be able to do just fine if they get to charge a Peasant Horse or if they get to charge a Jade Lancers. They are just very good with their 70 weapon strength. Now over here, Crane Gun is shooting at Nobblers. Definitely not a target that you should be wasting your ammo on, but again, you don't really have... Thunderwolf doesn't really have any better targets, so rip them. And a lot of the units from the Ogre Kingdoms are stationed behind the tree line. This is part of the reason why I think that the Ashen map can be a tricky map for artillery factions, because these trees on the flanks prevent, like, kind of blocks off your angle when you're trying to shoot. So what you can do is try to pull back your deployment a little bit further to the back around here, to have your artillery around here. Like, you'll be a little bit at risk of white line camping, but it makes your life with your artillery a lot easier. Anyways, the Stonehorn Hunter has engaged in melee, trying to deal with the Jade Lancers here. I don't know if this is a good call. They have broken off some of these Jade Lancers. A one-on-one trade against the Saber-Tusk, which is a favorable trade for the Saber-Tusk, really. And the Stonehorn of Mon has leapt into the back line. Going after the Jade Lancers, definitely a missed call here, but maybe not, actually. Occupying the Jade Lancers, so the Saber-Tusk actually managed to slip through those defenses and get on top of the Iron Hail Gunners. While in the front line there, a lot of the units shift back towards the right of the Ogre formations. And just avoiding to engage the middle section of the... that's a very, very interesting tactic. Just kind of shifting your units, all of them, to the flanks, so that you're avoiding the peasant in the middle, while your higher speed Ogre Bulls, Saber-Tusk, are able to get into the rear and the flanks. And now a lot of these missiles are just not facing the right direction, not getting any damage done, and it's kind of overwhelmed by all kinds of damage sources from the side and the back. Now Stonehorn Hunter needs to start cycle charging, especially they need to get on top of these Iron Hail Gunners, but here comes a what? Okay, a very weak ability, honestly. The Bang Stick, I don't like it. It just doesn't do shit. As you can see here, blasting an Iron Hail Gunner, but just not doing much damage overall. It's more like a wind spell, but it's designed in the shape of a regular breath tier shape. Anyways, Plague of Rust overcast version on top of the Stonehorn Hunter 69 armor debuff, very nice, and should help these Peasant Longspears and Jade Lancers do significantly more damage to the Stonehorn Hunter. And it is indeed doing just that. But the thing is that the Stonehorn Hunters have two of them, and one of them just plows straight through all those infantry, doing maximum damage to everything. And the Nobblers here at the back are just freely shooting up anything they can get their hands on. Some of them the Iron Hail Gunners. And yeah, things are... Oh shit, no! Oh wait, no. I thought I had my... Oh, for 1 second I thought I had the army blocker up. Phew! Okay. Shoot. Gave me a heart attack there. But yeah. The Nobblers are just shooting at whatever they can get their hands on, with the two Stonehorns just wreaking havoc among the Cathay box. Two forceful monster plowing through those lines are really devastating for the Cathay armies, who doesn't have any mass to stop these rampaging monsters. And yeah, things are not looking great for Cathay. Balance of power is heavily in the favor of the Ogre Kingdoms. There are still some Iron Hail Gunners trying desperately to shoot down the Stonehorn of Mon, but then there are some Ogre Bull slips through those defenses, getting on top of them, and should be beating them down just fine. More and more Ogre units are coming back. Some are coming back from melting, some are coming back from chasing after units, and there's still this one almost full health. Definitely full unit model, full strength. Nobbler Trapper unit moving in and shall be chipping away the health of the Cathay units with a shower of they're throwing knives and whatnot. Another Dragon Breath spell on top of these Nobblers, doing very cost-efficient damage against... Well, I'm not sure how cost-efficient that is, but very effective damage against Nobblers for sure. Just kind of nuking them down, and should be able to break them off with a single charge from these Jade Lances. The thing is that there's still no solutions to the Stonehorn of Mon and the Stonehorn Hunter leaping across the battlefield, and that shall be the end of the Cathay army. And yeah, double Stonehorn is always the solution for a Cathay box. Cathay just don't have anything to stop these monstrous beasts. And yeah, when the mountain of flesh is moving towards you, bigger than the size of a house, you can't really do much. Even if you have some pow to shoot them up, but it's just not enough Daka here. It's just not enough Daka. Like, yeah. You can see the Iron Hill Gunners tried their best, but only one of them got back their valor. The other two just got disrupted by all kinds of mobility and Stonehorns themselves. So yeah, very unfortunate. One of the Jade Lancers did more damage, I guess, probably thanks to the Plague of Rust upgraded version and the Elemental Winds spell intensity boost. But other than that, the entire Cathay formation got trampled to death. And also got hunted down and eaten up by Sabertusk and the Ogre Bulls. With all the frontline backline occupied by the Ogre mobility, the Nobblers are free to shoot at whatever they want, getting some good value. Some of them even still full unit models by the end of the game. But yeah, that should be the end of the semifinals. We'll be moving on to the finals, which is between Golden Floof and Raced. Okay. Alright, boys, we are... Wait, what? One map for best of... Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, let me see. Okay, this... Okay, finals. We have, Cliff of Beast. Crossroads and... I just need to get the... I just need to get another map out. Just give me a second. I don't want to put like one... I don't want to put like one map with some forest into the best of 3 so we don't have a boring flat map, triple flat map thingy. We just have to give up on the forest thingy, cause okay, cool. Peak pass. Give it a second. Okay, cool. We got it. Finals is a best of 3, Krell. Oh, Hank, you upload your game to the replay channel. Yep, that's fine. Oh, cool. Hank Cyrus. Oh, Phoenix King gave... Okay. Okay, so we have... Okay, we have a lobby set up. We just need to get raced over here. Okay, so the problem with challenge is that we actually had 17 people signed up. Just that very unfortunately, Persian Warrior was not able to check in time and was kicked out of the tournament. Better luck next time, I suppose. But yeah, we had 5 rounds originally, but then because one person was not able to play, so we're down to 4 rounds. And because I set up all the maps before I started the tourney, I set up 5 rounds of maps. But because of 1 round less, because we have 1 round less, so Challenge decided, you know what, we'll just take out the maps for the finals, and then the best of 3 maps that I set up were just kind of deleted, thrown into the void, the warp. So yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit. Wrong lobby. I went into Will's lobby. Shit. Went to wrong lobby. I went to Will's lobby. Went to the wrong room. No. Okay. Okay, nobody saw that happen, okay? But yeah, now we're in the right lobby. We're in the right lobby this time. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, Floof versus Rice. We're on Cliff of Beasts. Tzeentch versus Vampire Coast. It's gonna be Blue Fire Kiting versus, I don't know, Cannons. Okay, while they are still picking armies and shit, I'm just gonna set up the scoreboard and stuff. Yeah. Just gonna quickly set out everything, and then I'll just take like a 2-minute break while they're doing their thing. Like, it's been 2 hours of streaming and I need a toilet break. On the left, we have Golden Floof. On the right, we have Raced. And then 0, and we got. Alright, I'll come back in a couple minutes. You guys behave. Alright, Phoenix King. Hold your fire with all your dwarf hating comments. you might want to think again before you go into that territory. Anyways, we have let me just check if the mic's on. My mic's on. But yeah, army builds. We have Tzeentch versus Vampire Coast. A very interesting matchup. I don't know which one's more advantageous here, but I do feel that the Tzeentch army definitely had a good chance to win this one. With a lot of blue fire and pink, blue horrors and pink horrors providing like what 9 missile units, and then some more chaos warriors at the back with a single unit of marauders with spears providing a little bit of an infantry backbone. On the sides there are chaos knights of Tzeentch with lances using their shields to absorb damage. And yeah, on the other side we have the Vampire Coast, front line of pistol mobs and front line of death gods. Interesting. They will take quite a bit of damage if they're focused down by blue horrors and pink horrors, but that's probably why they have the pistol mobs to provide some shielding, I guess, with their counter fire, with their handguns even, providing a lot of missile damage. And then we have the animated hulks on the flanks to provide a little bit more mass and armor piercing to pin down enemy advance, and then a Lamprey's Revenge, pretty much a staple unit in any matchup because of how tough they are and their regeneration. Plus they got good damage output with their shotguns on the back and their armor piercing attacks. So for the leadership, Count Noctilus coming in with Invocation of Nahek, Malkovs, and his Moon Dial for 2 zombie summons. Oh right, I forgot to talk about Village. Village, the curse thing. Yeah. I forgot to talk about Village spell kit. Pink Fire, Inferno Gateway, just a lot of damage dealing output. But most importantly, providing some additional shield regeneration. And ooh. Also the Twisted Twin. Yeah, he's just gonna spam Pink Fire just to just gonna spam Pink Fire, clear out the chaff, and get his melee stats boosted up. So yeah, things is gonna be interesting now. We shall see what happens. And right at the bat, the pistol mobs are firing, while the death gods are eating a torrent of fire. Holy shit, that's a lot of damage on the death gods. And the pistol mobs are moving up, counter firing at the blue horrors, trying to chip them down. And Invocation of Nahek is already required for the death gods just to keep them in the fight. And on the left flank here, the death gods are taking a lot of damage as well. Oh, things are looking ugly for the death gods. They're being kited back by a lot of these blue horrors, pink horrors. The middle one is better though, because most of that fire focus are on the flanks. Now the Chaos Knights are coming in from the side, lancing down some of these handgun mobs, doing massive impact damage. Lamprey's Revenge are desperately trying to slow them down, but they are just a little too fast for the crabs to catch up. While the Death Guards are continuing their push, but not quite effective so far. The handguns are taking some time for the... Malkov's Mystifying Miasma, very good counter cavalry spell, just draining away their hit points, especially now that Tzeentch do not have any healing, because, well, Kairos isn't here and there's no regrowth. While some of the Grave Guards managed to get on top of the Pink Horrors doing some nice damage, but unfortunately they are just too weakened and will be crumbling to dust. Some of the handguns are able to open fire onto the Pink Horrors at this point, having slightly more range than the Pink Horrors. Definitely a good call here, just trying to chill away the Tzeentch firepower as much as possible, while the rest of the Death Gods are gonna die soon. The thing is that there are still quite a few of these Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch held in reserve. They have taken minimal damage throughout the course of battle and should be able to beat back the Death Gods just fine, although the Invocation of Nahek is here to keep them in the fight a little bit longer. Now Warp Flame, somehow Village is inflicted with Warp Flame. Did he just cast Pink Fire on himself? Probably because he's like trying to fight. He's fighting a bunch of blobbed up enemy infantry. Anyways, the third Death Guard is almost dead as well. And now all these pistol mobs, handgun mobs are being threatened heavily by everything else on the field, pretty much. It's a pity though that there's no Tzeentch Halberds though, because they really need something to deal with the Lamprey's Revenge in the late game, and they don't have that right now. I guess Pink Horrors will have to do, but they don't have some. Their damage isn't primarily armor piercing. 5 armor piercing damage isn't bad, but they have to cut through a lot of units for now. There's still some animated hulks and a lot of gunnery mobs on the field, so things are looking still quite even. Maybe slightly in the favor of the Vampire Coast. Wow, somehow the Death Guards over here are still surviving, chasing after the Blue Horus, making sure that they can't use up the rest of their ammo, while the secured zombie that kind of mobs, the handguns variant at the back, are unloading into the poor Chaos Knights of Tzeentch right now. No shields at all, and they are gonna get wrecked by a sandwiching charge from the Lamprey's Revenge, and oh no, it seems the animated host changed their mind and decided to go after something else, like the Marauders of Tzeentch. Doesn't really need their help right now because the Chaos Knights are dealt with. From the pistol mobs, the shotguns as well, leaving only the Chaos Warriors as the only true bastion of strength here, with the Blue Horrors constantly being chased down by the Death Gods. Another Invocation of the Hack, despite having some Pink Horror firepower countering that. Anyways, animated hulks should be able to finish off the Marauders with the help of the Lamprey's Revenge. There are still some Pink Horrors on the field now, working down the remaining handgun mobs, and also Chaos Warriors are moving in. Village is not a slouch in combat at all, for sure. 57 attack and defense plus magic damage. Right now he is buffed up quite a bit. Yeah, well, no, not that much actually. I'm surprised. Okay, he probably hasn't cast that many spells yet. So he just needs to spam more blue fire, if anything. And just to work down all these poor zombie gunnery mobs. Anyways, Pink Horrors will be shooting at the animated hulks while the handgun mobs are shooting at the Pink Horrors. So it's pretty much of a trade right here. And not the greatest for Tzeentch for sure. There's still the Lamprey's Revenge, and Pink Horrors are not having... They can't really afford to reserve the ammo for later. They just need to deal with the threats right now, right in front of them. And the animated hulks are doing some good impact damage on the Pink Horrors. The more Pink Horrors are just standing there just to shoot down the animated hulks, plus the on fire effect from the warp flames are limiting their healing, theoretically, and the animated hulks are dead. Okay, on the other side, Blue Horror is still kiting away from the Death Gods, while the Pink Horrors are aiming their shots onto the Lamprey's Revenge, trying to work down their HP, but I don't think they have what it takes to work down the Lampreys, really. There's still 10 volleys of ammo, 7 volleys on this one, on this Pink Horror. But the Lampreys are still healing. There's no effective damage against them on the field at all, with their heavy armor and all that, and their regeneration and Invocation of the Hack to stack even more healing on top of them. Pink Horror is constantly pressured by multiple units, including handgun mobs and Count Noctilus himself, and the Lampreys are holding on just fine, just chilling. And yeah, I think that might just be the end of Tzeentch. And yeah, that's basically it. Like, there's no way Tzeentch can work this one out. Like, there's still a half-health Lamprey's Revenge getting healed up by Invocation of the Hack. Heal cap is nowhere in sight. Everything else for Tzeentch is kind of routing or on the verge of routing. Or, well, I shouldn't say they're routing, but more like running away from things. Like, these Tatter units are running away, the Blue Horrors are running away, the Chaos Warriors are rushing into combat against the handgun mobs, but they're also running away from a fight that needs them even more. Yeah. There's no blue fire to snipe out the Lamprey's Revenge either. And I'm afraid that is pretty much the end. Like, what else can you do to deal with the Lampreys? Nothing. Nothing. Really nothing. Okay, more and more of those handguns are buckling, and some of these blue horrors are getting on top of the zombie pirate handgun mobs. Yeah. And just finishing the last of the missile infantry. Another blue fire, pink fire coming in, doing some very minor chip damage against the Death Gods. And now everything in this vicinity is getting some shield charging. The barrier is charging a bit and a bit, but every time it charges up, it just instantly disappears because of the damage incoming from all those shotguns from the Lamprey's Revenge. It's nice that the barrier actually also have a healing cap now, so that no one can actually abuse them. You just have more HP than the others, I guess, but you can't really abuse, like, you can't abuse it with infinite barrier anymore. It's a pretty good design, good change so far. But yeah, literally the Lampreys can carry this entire thing alone. I don't know how much they can carry village, like they can carry the fight against village, but I honestly don't think this is a big problem for the Lampreys to win this. Like, again, nothing can kill Lampreys. Village doesn't have the armor piercing to do it either. They're trying to like work down Count Nautilus, so that's one way to do it, I think. But Count Nautilus himself also have healing. Yeah, the hunger, providing that regeneration of 0.1% per second, as he doesn't when he's still in combat. The good thing is that it seems that Nautilus is struggling to land hits on village. 45 attack versus how much? Versus 60 defense now, so the hit chance isn't great, and the shields is blocking shots, blocking hits from Count Nautilus. It is a desperate grind of a melee in the end. But Tzeentch just doesn't have any remaining units on the field that can hold up. Like, everything is dead. Everything is dead. Or on the verge of dying, except village. They're doing some nice damage to Count Nautilus, but Nautilus is healing. And the balance of power is shifting against Tzeentch. I do have to give village. I do have to give props to village, because he is beating up Count Nautilus just fine. And with the shield regeneration, he has not taken a single HP damage. Some warriors also rallied, but with them being so weak right now, as soon as they rush in, they would just rout off straight away. So I don't see how they are gonna help out with this one, especially when the blue horrors are dying, are just fading from the material, from the reality. They're reforming ranks. I guess they're just kind of recovering some of the exhaustion. Like, ooh, okay, interesting. Inferno Gateway. But I don't think it's gonna do much against it's still gonna do some damage, but it's not gonna do the most damage against Lampreys, who can simply push their way out of this spell casting zone. And yeah, that might just be the end. Both of the warriors straight up routed. Village still has full HP and still have a bit of barrier left, but with Count Nautilus coming in and shotguns to the face, he's not gonna hold out for long. Oh, and then a Malkoffs to further weaken him. Pink fire for just that chip damage, but yeah, Malkoffs to further weaken him. Like, at this point, might as well just use all the magic into the damage. Like, Nautilus has regeneration, Lamprey's Revenge has regeneration. There's no point in like self-heals with Invocation of Nahak. Might as well just dump those Malkoffs and further work down the barrier of a village. He only has last 600 barrier though, so not much for him to rely on either. So let us have a bit of a close up. As a village is getting beaten to a pulp. Slowly though. It's like getting beaten up by a spoon. It's a tap every second, and eventually it's just a death by 1,000 cuts or 1,000 taps, I guess. Village is still holding, but it's taking forever. He's also getting some arcane surge for that extra power regeneration, but I don't know how much is it gonna help him. Can he use arcane surge infinitely? I do wonder. Wait, where is his arcane surge? What? What? Wait, what? He didn't have arcane surge. What the fuck? I'm not under. Oh, the Tzeentch. Oh, right, I forgot. Tzeentch army ability. I haven't used Tzeentch in ages. Forgive me. But yeah, yeah, it's not gonna matter at this point. Yeah, it's the army ability. I forgot about that part. As you can tell, I don't use Tzeentch a lot. I just don't use like meta factions. I mean, Tzeentch isn't meta factions, but the only viable way to play them is usually blue fire spam, and I don't like cheesy tactics. But yeah, anyways, army performance-wise, Lamprey's Revenge carrying the late game there. Nothing to threaten them in melee or in range. So yeah, they just grind everything to death with their elite stats, armor piercing, and their shotguns at the back. The Death Guards though got shot up pretty badly. Their 90 armor is just not enough against so much firepower. Handgun mobs did okay overall. Not the greatest, but okay. Pistol mobs very cost efficient in trading against anything low armored, and Animated Hulk just kind of died. Village, the Curseling, he tried hard, but he couldn't carry this. If he had blue fire, it might have been different to snipe out the crabs and whatnot, but with only pink fire, he was not able to do much damage against the Lampreys. If Village didn't bring Inferno Gateway and instead opted for the blue fire spam, he might have stood a chance to win this game. But it's only a might. Chaos Knights with Lances did horribly. The rest of the army also did kind of bad, other than this one Chaos Warriors. The other, yeah, one pink horror earned back their valor, the other not so much. The blue horrors did okay, but yeah, not the greatest. Not the greatest matchup for Tzeentch, I guess. If you don't have anything to do with the Lampreys, like not having blue fire was a fatal mistake there. But yeah. Fat kid, why you make that joke? I guess you indeed have some crustaceans. Okay, what up for the next battle? Is Golden Floof gonna take up the mantle of his opponent from last round, from Phoenix King, and start to bring the High Elves to war? Or maybe he is indeed might just go for High Elves, I don't know. We shall see. You totally had nothing to do with this, but he might just be honoring that battle between you and him, Phoenix King. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Okay, we got some good games coming in. High Elves versus Ogre Kingdoms. I do wonder how are they gonna tackle this? Golden Floof is decent with Ogre Kingdoms. I don't know how he does with High Elves against his with the Ogres. Isn't every battle in honor of Phoenix King? Depends. If there's dwarfs on the battlefield or elves on the battlefield, yeah, so that's basically like 90% of the battles. Maybe 80%, maybe 80. And we might just have the Phoenix King showing up in this battle. Who knows? Maybe Golden Floof will also be bringing Phoenix King's favorite Anarian. So who knows? Alright, while we're waiting for the army builds to happen, I'm just gonna go ahead and download all the replays coming in from all the players. We've got a High Elf versus Lizardman. Okay, interesting. Okay. Human Boy versus Raced and Eisenberg versus Now Niche. Okay. That should be everything. And yeah. Okay, good. We've got the builds done, and just gonna change up the scores as well. Let me see. Race 1, Floof 0. Yep, there we go. Double checking, the army blocker is down, and yeah, basically we have Loven Seaguard line and Ogre Kingdoms with a couple Lad Belchers, Snowhorn of Morn, and Sky Striders. I feel like the Ogre Kingdoms, built to counter High Elves has been quite, it has been quite a steady combo so far. Like, it's pretty much been the same thing. Snowhorn to to bulldoze their way through the High Elf front line, and then maybe use one or two Lad Belchers to shoot up Phoenix Guards. Yep, Phoenix Guards. And then, while the Nobblers are distracting all those spears in the front line. And then you have a unit of Sky Striders, 1 Crushers, or maybe 2 Crushers to deal with any High Elf cavalry. On the other side, we have a front line of spears. And then at the back there, a second line of Loven Seaguard, and also more spears, I think. No, just 1 archer. Okay, and then 2 Dragon Princes on the field. A single Mage of Life and a Prince in the sky, coming in with the Anarian loadout, everything, every item, every ability. Except, wait, he doesn't have Full Seeker? Okay. No Full Seeker. Which might not be the greatest option, but we shall see. Okay. Wait, is it? Oh, these are just archers. Okay. But yeah, the Ogre build is pretty much what I talked about. Like, Nobblers mixed in with Nobbler Trappers, a bunch of Iron Guts, and a couple Ogre Bulls. We have Sky Striders, some Saber Tusk packs, and Snowhorn of Morn. More Nobbler Trappers Vanguard deployed. Yeah, pretty much it. Okay, I'd have to admit, Peak Pass is not the most flat map to play with. You do have some crazy terrain. Like, not crazy terrain, but awkward terrain here or there. Not much is going on for now. Both armies are just trying to shift to a more favorable position to get an engagement going. So, like, the lead belchers are occupying the high ground, and they should be able to aim down at the prince and start doing some damage. And they're exactly doing that, while the Snowhorn of Morn and the Sky Striders are closing in. Okay, they decided to just nope out of there from the prince. They do not want to get hit by a breath attack. So they're just backing up. Well, the prince will be moving on to the other side. Ooh, but this might become the perfect opportunity for point blank lab belcher into the prince. I don't know. But at this point, the archer actually got in close enough to rain down shots on the lab belchers and persuade them to back the hell out. That Loven Seagull also moved up and just raining shots onto the lab belchers. Looking quite rough for the ogres at first. And oh shit, what the fuck? Why the Snowhorn is all the way over there? Big mistake. Definitely big mistake. The prince is there, dropping every... Wait, there's Foe Seeker in there. Oh yeah, Foe Seeker. I see that now. But yeah, dropping everything, every single buff on the unit here. Dragon Prince is coming in. And this forces the ogres need to come in to start doing something about it. Or else they're just giving High Elves free damage against the Snowhorn of Morn. Which is exactly what's happening right now. The Lead Belchers are just all the way back there, not doing anything. They're not even counter-firing at the Dragon Princes, and the Snowhorn of Morn is down to 2/3 of their health, being beaten up by the Prince, by Anarian himself. Ogre Bulls finally counter-charging, but it's too late, and the Dragon Prince are quick enough to just bail the hell out of there. Trollguts is there though to just heal up the Snowhorn a bit. But things are not looking great as a start for the Ogre Kingdoms. The Snowhorn has taken significant damage. They do have Trollguts to heal it all back up, but Dragon Princes also have healing. Although, wait, regrowth. They lost a lot of unit models, so regrowth might not be the greatest option here. And the Snowhorn actually just went all the way in, went balls deep into the back line here. But yeah, you can see that even with the regrowth still activating, the healing is just not coming in because of all the model losses. You can't heal dead models. Like, you can't heal something that is dead. So, like, a lot of that magic and healing is wasted. And at the same time, the archers are being crushed, being trampled by the Snowhorns. Things are not looking great. Things are like the start for the Ogre Kingdoms isn't the greatest, but then once the melee lines are contacting and the Lab Belchers opening up at Lothland Seaguard, things are a lot more awkward. With the Nobbler Trappers trading very cost efficient into the Lothland Seaguard, especially given their lack of shields and the volume of Nobbler Trapper fire. And then the Lab Belchers are coming in with their shots, penetrating multiple unit models of spears and High Elf infantry, and oh god, they're just dying hard. They're just dying hard. Saber Tusks are at the back here coming in, probably going after the Sloven Seaguard at the back, but honestly, even if they get shot up by all those Sloven Seaguard, it's not the biggest issue. Snowhorn of Mons can simply jump in and disrupt all those Loven Sea God and dealt with them. Now there are some Lead Belchers now are exposed to the Dragon Princes, but they will be focused down by 2 units of artillery. They should get some very good damage before they go down, but I don't know if High Elves still have enough gas in the tank to fight through this. Like, there's 1 healthy unit of Spear left and 1 healthy unit of Loven Sea God, but everything else is getting chased down by the Ogre army. And there's still quite a few Nobblers on the field. Sky Striders going after the poor Dragon Princes now, and they're probably gonna be bye-bye. Yeah, once they get hit by a single hit from those frostbites, the Sky Striders will be able to catch them. 59 speed is not enough to escape from the 75 speed of Sky Striders, and those Dragon Princes is gonna say goodnight. And yeah, pretty much the only thing left on the field are some spears and Anarian himself, also Loven Sea God, but Anarian is struggling to kill off everything on the field. I mean, Snowhorn of Morn is taking a lot of damage and almost down to heal count, but it's also distracting Anarian long enough for the rest of the Ogre army elements to clean up everything that the High Elves have. And Phoenix King is still rooting for the High Elves in the chat, so let's see how he feels by the end of the entire match. Lead Belchers now focusing down the poor spears from afar. Again, they're just really good against any infantry units because their shots penetrate multiple unit models. So against single entities, they don't do well because they only do damage once and once only. But against a thick unit of infantry, they can hit 1 cannonball can strike multiple models and multiply their damage. So very good stuff for the Ogres to clear out the remaining spear infantry. Now in the skies, the Prince still trying to get rid of the Snowhorn of Morn, which is fighting just fine for the entirety of battle, boosting up his own damage with Deadly Onslaught and the Blade of Belcorhadris. But the Snowhorn just kind of leaped out of the attacking range. At the back there, Flash to Stone here. Okay, Flash to Stone, a very good spell indeed to boost up the tankiness of units, but the Dragon Princes aren't here, so there's no more physical resistance stacking. And it's just kind of trying to save the Loven Sea Guard. But yeah, there's no way the Dragon Prince, the High Elf Prince can deal with the Sky Striders. Now that the Snowhorn of Morn is beating up the Prince for a bit, and the Sky Striders are coming in. Still having full strength, all the unit models intact, they're coming in to surround the Prince. And the Prince is gonna die a horrible, horrible death. And Regrowth is not gonna save him. Oh wait, no, that's Throw Guts. Throw Guts on the Sky Striders even just to top up their health, and you can see how quick the Prince is going down to 40% health, and on the other side, the Mage of Life is getting hit hard by everything from the side. A Regrowth is as a desperate attempt to keep the dragon, to keep the Prince on the dragon in the fight, but nope. This is gonna be the end. The Prince routs, and so is everything else on the High Elf end. But yeah, that shall spell the end of this best of 3 with Race taking 2 wins. The 2 Dragon Princes might be a good pick if there's a Plague of Rust, but there's no Plague of Rust today, so very unfortunately they just couldn't do enough damage against the armored cavalry of Ogre Kingdoms, and against all the armored elements of Ogre Kingdoms really. The Snowhorn, the Sky Striders, the Sky Striders, 2,700 gold worth of damage value, some serious stuff right there. And then the 2 Lead Belchers did fine as well, just blasting away at all those infantry, and not having a lot of options here for High Elves to deal with the Ogre Kingdoms really. So the Prince did well. The Prince did well, like 2,800 gold worth of damage value, but yeah, the Loven Sea got blasted by the Lead Belchers, and that's basically it. And the Nobbler Trappers got some really cost-effective missile damage on the Loven Sea Guard. So yeah, that's it for today's tournament. We still have some replays coming in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Don't just go right now. I'm gonna pick up some water, and we will be moving on to the replay casting from the earlier rounds of battles that we were not able to cast live. But either ways, congratulations to Race for winning this tournament, and thank you everyone for playing. I will be back in a few minutes to cast the remaining battles. Let me just turn off everything else. And yeah. And we probably... I will try to host another tournament next week, but no guarantees. But yeah. Hopefully we can do another Eurozone next week. Anyways, yep, coming back in a few minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the replay casting for today's Friday night fights. We have 6 battles to cast, I think. Let me check that I miss anything. And yeah. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first round we have 8 battles. Yep, we have 8 battles. That we haven't seen most of them actually. Yeah, we haven't seen anything else other than my battle in the first round, and we just cast. Okay, so we have seven battles in the first round that we have not checked out. Okay, somebody hasn't sent me the replays, but I guess it is what it is. But yeah, we have 6 replays. And let's see if we are missing any replays from... Okay, nothing. Yeah, we should have everything that everyone have sent us. Oh, Crossroads is bugged. Okay, never mind. We don't... Okay, we don't really need any crossover maps, really. But yeah, doesn't matter, honestly. Okay. I mean, doesn't matter. Like, I don't think we have every single replay from everyone, but I don't think we have Groots and yeah, I don't think I have Groots and Thunderwolf's battle, but it's fine. Like, okay, it's not like a big loss. Now, for the army builds here, Sipa versus Moore. Sipa going for 2 Cold One Dread Knights. One of them, I forgot the name of that actually. 3 Dark Shards, 1 Crows of Cain, Sisters of Slaughter, Hellabron Knight, and 3 Black Aquasis, 2 Dark Riders, and of course a Sorceress, the Sorceress Lord. Yeah. The Supreme Sorceress of Lord of Soul Stealer. What is that? Regiment of Realm. Knights of the Ebon Claw. Now on the other side for Moors, Vampire Count Army, front line of zombies, second line of skeleton spears, stonesmen in the middle, 2 grave guards flanking it, and also a single cost card for the Vigor Mortis. Also, the Chill guys, an interesting pick against the Dark Elves considering how much magic damage they have, and also a single unit of Dire Pack for anti-large damage. In this guys we have Vargeis, 2 Vargeis, and that's it for army builds. And oh, actually the Nick Clark Vampire Lord coming in with Spirit Leech and Raise Stat as well as Invocation of Nahek, just trying to get those single entity damage going. And perhaps the most important thing of all, this Dark Protection, providing additional plus 20% damage resistance, great for dealing with the Soul Stealer just to mitigate that incoming damage. But yeah, right now the Dark Riders are trying to kite, but they're not getting any good targets. They can shoot at the Chill guys, but their physical resistance will be mitigating most of their incoming damage. They can shoot at the Stonesmen and whatnot, but they have silver shields and blocking most of the damage. They can also shoot at the Necrog Vampire Lord, which is a bigger target and easier to hit, but it's flying and it can actually dodge shots. And Moore is has decent enough micro that like this is not an issue for them. Like I can't dodge shots. I can either dodge shots or I can control the army. I can't do both at the same time. Moore can, so he's definitely better than me in terms of micro. But yeah, we'll do a bit of fast forward here. The meta build for the Dark Elves in this scenario here is actually just spam Black Aquaseers that can shoot zombies, shoot everything with their missiles, and then fight them in melee with their armor and decent enough melee stats. Dark Riders can kite, but oh, they're shooting at the Grave Guard with great weapons. This is a good choice, but unfortunately, with all the zombies and skeletons pushing up, they just can't really get close enough to do the damage. Now that the front lines are engaging, they can do that. A little bit of a breath attack, dishing out damage against the Stonesmen and the zombies, but the Stonesmen will hold the line and heal everything up with their regeneration. And Dark Shards are firing into the fray, but not sure what they're shooting at. A lot of friendly fire on top of their own Black Aqua Seers, if anything. But Black Aqua Seers are beating down the zombie chaff and all that, but the Grave Guard with great weapons are making short work of them with their anti-infantry bonus and armor piercing. Over here, Black Aqua Seers being forced to fight the Necrog Vampire Lord, also not having a good time. And unlike the undead, they do not have healing support, so those damage are permanent. Now at the back there, Cold One Dread Knights and Knights of Ebon Claw are just kind of sitting idle back there. Definitely a mistake. They should be pushing up to just fight and charge those Stonesmen and whatnot, using their charge bonus to their advantage here. Yeah, they're not moving up, which is definitely a mistake on Sipa's end. A little bit of Spirit Leech to just drain the health of the Supreme Sorceress and make them fight a little less effective. Now maybe Sipa is waiting for the Murderous Prowess to proc. And now that it's proc, he's engaging all his units into the fight here, trying to dish out as much damage as possible. Some of them even trying to chase after the Chill guys, but unfortunately, it is almost impossible to chase after that unit because they have the Chill aura, providing minus 30% speed and great for chasing after units and getting rid of and preventing units from catching up. Anyways, Vargeis are dropping in to fight the Knights of Ebon Claw and the Cold One Dread Knights, and are doing some massive impact damage on the charge. But of course, they are getting punched back hard now that the Murderous Prowess is still activating, and the Dark Riders are still shooting, but they're not doing okay. They're doing good damage to the Vargeis, but against the infantry, not the most effective damage. So yeah, things are looking pretty even so far. Everyone getting some trade here and there. Someone getting some good trade, someone getting some bad trade overall, and a balance of power is that even. But the thing is that balance of power is even means that it might be vampire favored, because vampires do have healing. Stonesmen are still regenerating with 68 models left, and in the skies, Crows of Cain, well, they do have healing in their Feast of Crows. So they are regenerating in melee combat. Perhaps they just need a bit of help from the Supreme Sorceress, and they might just be able to pick off the Vargas. But the Supreme Sorceress is standing idle for now. She needs to engage in this combat because the Crows of Cain are routed off, and she might have to be facing the Vargas alone. And also Knights of Ebon being forced into a melee combat charged by the Chill guys and Dire Pack. They are taking a lot of damage from this engagement. Things are not looking great for the Dark Elves for now. Now that she's getting hit by a Spirit Leech, and her Soul Stealer has been used up for now entering into the cooldown. So unable to punish this blobbed up force of Vargas and Chill guys. It would be a really good value Soul Stealer if that spell was able to be cast in this block, but unfortunately that is not the case here, and was not able to punish the Chill guys with that magic damage. We'll be doing a little bit more fast forward here, as some of these Dark Elf elements are being chased down, hunted down by the superior mobility of the Vampire Count. Another breath attack from Dark Elves, blasting away some Stonesmen and whatnot, but that is just blasting zombie chaff and whatnot. Another Soul Stealer, this time the Vampire Counts might not be able to dodge that. Yep, hitting 2 Vargites and the Necroc Vampire Lord. Pretty good value for this one cast. And then follow up by a charge from the Supreme Sorceress, and these Vargites are getting heavily punished. On the far side there, Dark Riders still shooting at the Necroc Vampire Lord, trying to chip away his health, and some of the Dark Riders, now that they're out of ammo, will be forced into melee combat. And yeah, we'll go into fast forward once again, as the Sisters of Slaughter clearing out the Vampire Chaff on the far side, and then the Dark Riders being caught by multiple units here, getting punished hard with the Anti-Large Dire Pack and the Ethereal Chillgeist. The Vampire Cows doesn't really care about fighting around the white line because they don't route, but the Dark Elves needs to be careful. If their units route next to the white line, they very well might just route straight into the white line and off the map, so unable to come back anymore. Now in the skies, their 2 Caster Lords are fighting, and a really nice Soul Stealer here hitting both the Chill guys and the Dire Pack, while the Dark Riders with their Repeater Crossbow is providing fire support and just shooting down the Necroc Vampire Lord. But unfortunately, here comes the Dire Pack and the Chill guys, who are freed up from the fight against the Dark Riders. Now that they will be just hunting down the Dark Riders with Repeater Crossbows, and that might just be the end of the Dark Elves here. Sorry for the mix-up, because I've been seeing a lot of High Elf games. And yeah, the Dark Riders can't really do much other than just keep running for their lives. There's still some infantry for the Dark Elves left. Another Soul Stealer come in to just drain away the Necroc Vampire Lord. But that also means that the Necroc Vampire Lord can simply fly away, preventing the spell from hitting the rest of the army here. The Dark Elf infantry are still fighting, attempting a good fight. But things are not looking great for the Dark Elves. There's no Opal Amulet on the Supreme Sorceress end, and she couldn't mitigate any damage with the item. And on the far side, the Dark Riders have been caught up and will be terrified off the map. Balance of power is shifting towards army losses, and with a little bit more damage, routing some more units, and the Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer will not be able to hold up her leadership either. And yeah, that's it for this first battle. 5k damage value from the Soul Stealer. Oh god, if those Soul Stealers were a little bit more optimal, it could have done even more. But yeah, just not enough to carry the game, because the rest of the army was not quite able to carry their weight. The Repeater Crossbows did some good damage, but unlike Black Arquebusiers, they can't fight in melee after they used up their ammo. So very unfortunate. That is the end of the of Sipa's journey, and which means more moved on to the next stage, and we saw that battle afterwards against Phoenix King. So yeah, good damage from the Var guys, but mostly the Spirit Leech worked down the Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealer. And the Chill guys is an interesting choice here, with that chilling aura to slow down cavalry and just grind down enemy, to slow down enemies, preventing them from catching up, or just slow them down enough for dire packs and whatnot to catch them. Very good, very nice choice of units on Moore's side. Next up, we have Norska versus High Elves. Between Pathetic Enterprise and Normal Swamp. Oh, I don't think I've seen either players in any replays. So this might be one of the replays that are missing. Okay. Now, for army builds, we have a line of we have 4 armored skin wolves. We have ice wolves and also the beast of Tashnar. Wait, where is it? Where are they? Okay, beast of Tashnar on the other side. Armored skin wolves, and then we have a front line of marauders mixed in with brutes of the hounds and ice horn marauders, 2 javelin hunters, and a familiar bale fiend of fire. I don't know. I usually don't bring a familiar bale fiend if I want a fire caster. Instead, I'll just bring the fire sorcerer, shaman sorcerer, because it's cheaper, and you don't really want the single entity to be fighting in melee anyways. Now, Throg, it will be leading the army against the High Elves. We have a front line of spears, and then a couple Loven Sea Gods, and 3 white lines of Shreys. At the back there, a single Fireborn and also a Dragon Prince. Leading the army would be Imric and the Mage of Life. I personally would not bring any of these Marauder Hunters with Javelins. Instead, I actually use a combo that Mr. Teufel recommended to me, and it's been working fine for me so far. It's just 2 Marauder Champions, 2 Familiar Familiar Warriors with dual weapons, not great weapons, just a normal variant. We just want that Armor Piercing and Armor Sundering. We don't need the Anti-Large, because we can bust through the High Elf front line easily with a combination of Marauder Champions and the Familiar Warriors. Right now you can see that using Brutes of the Hounds, meaning that your infantry can easily fall victim to the infamous Loven Seaguard spam, the archery of the High Elves. Over here, Skin Wolves being caught by Imric and charged by the Dragon Princes, they will be taking massive damage, and there's not much to support them. With the massive charge impact damage, they are just shredded. They are just shredded. And yeah, even with the Flaming Sword of Ruin, that is not helping. Yeah, you don't want to bring Flaming Sword of Ruin against the High Elves at all, because they do have a lot of flame resistance. Yes, you're bypassing the physical resistance, but then you're dealing with more flame resistance. So this is not a worthy trade. And of course, the Javelins are still doing good work against the Dragon Princes and good damage overall. But the front line isn't going as much in favor for the Norskins, because the Spears are just holding back the Marauder Infantry, while the Fireborn are just dishing massive impact damage against the Norskin Ice Wolves. Double Skin Wolves are trying to overload the Fireborn here, but the white lines are here to support. Frog is beating down some Loven Seaguard, but there's no lore of Sea Fang here, so no lore of boats, so the spears are just kind of holding, and that means there's nothing to threaten the Loven Seaguard at the back, other than Frog himself. On the other side, the Marauder Hunters with their Javis are trying their best to dish out damage against Imric, but they are also falling victim to the Loven Seaguard. The Familiar Battlefield needs to get on top of the Loven Seaguard with shields ASAP, or at least the Warhounds, the Beast of Tashnar can, but they probably should just pay more attention to chasing down the Dragon Prince if anything. But yeah, things are going in Norskin's favor so far. I do think that this matchup is in general a little bit more favorable for the Norskins because of their effectiveness of their Skin Wolves healing. Another Flaming Sword of Ruin. This is definitely not something you want to do against Imrik, because you're not giving them anything. You're just making Imrik more resistant to your attacks. Yes, you're getting more base weapon damage, but it doesn't do much against Imrik's armor. And Imrik can just mitigate fire damage. Anyways, Imrik and Fireborn are focusing down the Skin Wolves here, but the Skin Wolves are fighting back hard with a little bit of that fight or die earlier. And Frog is, for some reason, Imrik is just not striking. Probably block. Oh, Imrik is blocked by those Skin Wolves, and he had an attack order on Frog, so he's not hitting Frog. Oh, the targeting AI. Oh, it's yeah, it needs some work. Let's put it that way. And yeah, while Imrik was stuck on Frog and the Skin Wolves, he was taking all the damage from the javelins, just eating more damage and eating more javelins, dropping his health and all that. So he is probably not gonna hang around for too long, and the rest of the High Elf elements are mostly compromised. Skin Wolves and Marauders are working down Loven Sea God. The frontline fight are not going in the favor of the Norskins, but they don't really need a frontline. They just kind of overwhelm everything with their mobility and their lord. And occasionally having some javelins throw in those damage against Imrik. Now Imrik is dropping down right now, trying to snap out Frog, but trying to snap out the fire Bale Fiend. Why? It's not doing anything. But yeah, a Crown of Command keeping everything in the fight. In the vicinity, honestly a pretty underrated item, I think. Like for Norskin, they often has leadership issues with their trolls, their Skin Wolves and whatnot, but the crown of the Wintertooth Crown, providing the Unbreakable, can be quite clutch in key moments, preventing a rout from happening. Anyways, Imrik will be falling victim to even more javelins, while the rest of the High Elf Spear infantry are getting worked down. But also, unfortunately for the Norskins, their centerpiece, the Skin Wolves and the Familiar Bale Fiend, has been dealt with by the swarm of White Lions of Trace. We'll be doing a bit of fast forward here now that Imrik is just getting chipped away by the javelins. Loven Sea Guard are freed up and now shooting at the javelins, but Imrik is taking even more damage, getting some Earthblood for healing. But right now, a lot of the isolated elements of Norskin are able to consolidate in the middle now that they are able to surround Imrik and start beating him up. But Imrik here is fighting back hard with the Terror, breaking a bunch of the Skin Wolves. And Norskins might just not have the leadership to hold out in this combat. We shall see. But yeah, on the far side there, Marauder Hunters with javelins, still shooting at the spears. And the isolated spears are being chased down by the Skin Wolves. Imrik still circling around the battlefield. He needs to get rid of those freaking javelins as soon as possible. And he did get rid of them. So it is pretty much infantry plus Imrik versus Frog plus infantry and Skin Wolves. Now, with the better melee stats, super duper weapon strength and all of that, and fire damage, Imrik does do more damage to Frog than Frog do damage to him. But the problem is that the Skin Wolves are here to support. So it is a bit of a long grind because the Skin Wolves healing, the regeneration is coming in quite handy in this kind of like late game scenario, keeping the Skin Wolves in the fight longer than they would if not for the regeneration. Anyways, the Life Mage was isolated by the Skin Wolves and Beasts of Tashnar, while Imrik was hunted down by javelins and Frog. And that shall be the end of the High Elf army, giving the Norskins a win. Yeah, so you can see that the Skin Wolves did quite a bit of solid work here. 1,200 gold, 1,600 and 1,000 almost 800. And Frog also did some good work with anti-large armor piercing, beating down Imrik. Beast of Tashnar chasing off those routed Dragon Princes, very key here in preventing anything from coming back, while the Marauders mostly there just to grind through spears and pin down the High Elf front line. Still, they got a pretty decent trade into the High Elves, having good melee stats with the Brutes of the Hound and the Icehorn Marauders. Javelins did amazing damage against Imrik with their anti-large damage. They don't have the most armor piercing, but honestly, that anti-large damage is always solid, especially against all these cavalry and Imrik himself. The Dragon Prince Fireborn did pretty good damage, but just not enough to deal with so many skin wolves. And all of them being armored means that they take less damage from the charge of the dragon princes. The White Lions did fine, actually, surprisingly enough. And Lofen Seeker did also a lot of damage with their missile attacks, but the spears didn't quite do that. And the Dragon Prince is not able to carry as hard as they should. And Imrik, okay, 1,500 gold worth of damage value, not a lot, considering how much he costs. Almost 3,000 gold value, probably over 3,000 if anything. Anyways, next game we have Beastman from Pathetic Enterprise versus Reist, and we have some Beastman versus Dark Elf action. Beastman going for a full for a mobility heavy build, 4 Centaurs, 3 Razor Ghouls, and 2 Poison Warhounds, Grouphoofs of Wolf's Run, and 2 Raiders, 2 Ungor Raiders, 5 Ungor Herds, 1 of them the regular variant, the 4 of them Spears. We have a Spirit Leeching Brave Shaman and also the Angry Bull Taurox. On the other side, Dark Elves, we have 2 we have 2 Code 1 Knights with their anti-large armor piercing, 4 Black Ark Corsairs with handballs. A very meta pick here against Beastmen. They can kite with their missiles against the lightly armored Beastmen infantry and cavalry and monsters, and even if the Centaurs catch them in combat, they can fight back a bit with their armor and decent enough melee stats. And then we have a front line of Black Ark Corsairs mixed in with some Dread Spears and a single Witch Elves to tie down any units that tries and just rampage them. A single unit of Dark Riders with shields, and also Malice Darkblade leading the army. What is the spellcaster? Sorceress of Death. So basically it's just gonna be a battle of Spirit Leeches. Anyways, we shall fast forward a bit as both armies are approaching each other. As you can see here, the Black Ark Corsairs are able to just kite very effectively. For some reason, the Ungor Raiders are moving up to shoot the Koa Knights. Okay, what you should do here is you should stand. Oh no! Oh no! An accidental misclick of by selecting your entire unit and just clicking somewhere else, and everything else is just moving back from Pathetic Enterprise. Ungor Raiders should have been shooting at the Black Ark Corsairs actually, and yeah, things are looking quite hectic for the Beastmen right now because of that unfortunate selecting entire unit and then misclicking. And now Race is capitalizing on that mistake and just swarming all those Chaos Warhounds and Centaurs with their own cavalry here. Dark Riders, Koa Knights, and even the Manticore is in, just doing enough damage, and the terror from the Manticore routing off a lot of these Beastmen units. And the back there, Fate of Buna being hitting one of the Koa Knights and just kind of straight up deletes that unit, but the rest of the Beastmen front line is falling in shambles. A lot of them just got shredded by the Black Ark Corsairs, and oh, a Fate of Buna on the Grouphoofs of Wolf's Run. I thought it's gonna be Battle of Spirit Leech, but it's a Battle of Fate of Buna instead. But the Grouphoofs does have a little bit of regeneration from their ability, the Drunken Bravado, providing a little bit healing when their leadership is wavering. So yeah, Black Ark Corsairs now being hit by Centaurs, but they are fighting back and dragging down some of those units once the charge bonus wears off, while the Black Ark Corsairs, the melee variant, are just bulldozing, not bulldozing, but like buzzsawing their way through all those chaff of Dark Elves. Now, finally, the Spirit Leech battle has begun, and they're Spirit Leeching each other's units. Here, Sorcerers of Death getting hit, while the Taurox is getting hit by Spirit Leech as well. But this is a great, I guess it's a great trade for the Dark Elves, because the Sorcerers of Death will eventually die from Spirit Leech, but Malice Darkblade is kept safe, and Taurox has less of a chance to kill him right now, because he still have a bit more HP and he's regenerating himself. Wait, Malice isn't regenerating actually. Hold on a second. Malice doesn't have healing, right? Oh wait, never mind. Malice doesn't have healing. Oh wait, no, he does have healing. Warp Sword of Cain. Yeah, this is freaking busted. Yeah. I totally, for a second I forgot Malice has healing. Anyways, Black Ops Corsairs, as I said before, they can just kite and shoot and trade very cost efficiently against Angkor Raiders. Any tips? Feel like I play horribly. First off, against anything with Soul Stealer and Spirit Leech, you probably need Morgor the Shadow Gave with his regeneration. And secondly, I think it's just that misclick at the beginning cost you the game. Like, you had a setup going in, but then a misclick leading to a lot of units pulling back and out of position, and allowed Ray's army to just kind of charge you with the Black Ops Corsairs and whatnot. Also, probably more Sentinels with throwing axes would be great here. Razor Gores is a good pick, I think, to charge into the Black Ops Corsairs. But other than that, they don't really have any... Oh yeah, Razor Gores is a good pick over here to deal with the Black Ops Corsairs and whatnot. Maybe get the Butchers of Kalkengard as well. They are just a solid unit into most matchups. The Black Ops Corsair Crossfire might be a bit of an issue, but the Butchers does have their regeneration to keep themselves alive, and you just need to figure out some way to shut down the Black Ops Corsairs, really. Double Gorgon? Shut up with your Double Gorgon Strike games. I hate that shit. It's not fun to watch. Anyways, Black Ops Corsairs. Anyways, don't take it seriously. I'm just advocating for a ban of Double Gorgon. They should be a super weapon and should only have one unit only for every army. Anyways, Black Ops Corsairs did some pretty good damage with their kiting and their fighting. Like, they can shoot and they can scoot, and if things come down to it, they can give their enemies the boot. Yeah, Black Ops Corsairs did some good damage, buzzsawing through a bunch of chaff, and mobility-wise, not too much. Spears not doing too much damage. Most of the damage was basically dealt by Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, as well as that terror effect, and Malice Darkblade being an absolute solid combatant. Also, he worked down Torox, so Torox had a set time. The rest of the army here, Sentinels didn't do much damage. Grookhooves also got pushed off, but I think Pathetic Enterprises or Hank Cyrus just kind of gave up early, I guess. But at this point, I do think that it's kind of hopeless to come back against a Malice Darkblade, really. But yeah, I do think that Morgor the Shadow Gave might be a better pick into this matchup. Sentinels are really bad into Black Ops Corsairs with handballs, but they're good at dealing with Koa Knights and Dark Riders. I guess just cut 3 units of melee Sentinels, or just cut all of them and just switch to a max amount of Razor Gore Herds and max amount of Sentinels with throwing axes. Oh, that was army losses. Oh shit. I guess it's just Torox losing that hard. Oh shit, yeah, okay. Sorry about that, Hank. I thought like, okay, there's still quite a bit of HP left on each unit here. That must be a surrender, right? No, it's an army losses. God damn, that was a bit rough. But yeah, Sentinels, they don't trade well into Black Ops Corsairs, but what trades well is, I believe, a Razor Gore Herd with their charge bonus. And Sentinel Herds can actually do okay against Koa Knight, so they should still be there. But so is Sentinels with throwing axes, really. I don't think Angkor Raiders is a good choice here. You just want to go for the cheapest Angkor Herds, really, just to fix the Black Ops Corsairs in place, or any other Dark Elf infantry in place, and let the mobility do their job or something. And also Butchers of Kalkengard. It's usually a good pick into most matchups. Okay, first game for Phoenix King. This game against Sigils. This time we're not seeing any Dressorian, which I appreciate. But again, you're fighting High Elves. You shouldn't be bringing one single large monster. At the same time, on the other side, we have a High Elf staunch line of spears, 3 Sisters of Avalon, 4 Silver Helms, one with shield, I think. Yeah, this one is the one with shield. 3 Elarian Reavers and an Archmage of something. Let's see what's on the field. A lot of Silver Helms, Archmage of Light Magic, just to pin down enemy monsters. On the other side, we have Skink Cohorts with Javis, very typical choice here. Salamander, Ancient Salamander, providing that long-range fire support. However, Sisters do outrange them, so it has to be careful. It doesn't want to get too close to the Sisters of Avalon. Wait, no. Yeah, 160 range. Yeah, okay. It was aiming at the Archmage and somehow landed the shot at the back there. Okay, missed everything though. Anyways, the other side, the rest of the Lizardman army, 2 Boxagors, one of them the Quad of Wattle, Star Chamber Guardians, 3 Feral Cold ones, and the singles Colossodon Hunters. We have a Bastillodon of Rev Crystal and a Slimage Priest of Life. A massive miss for the Lizardman here. Being pinned down by a net of Amentok and 3 units of Sisters of Avalon, straight up deleting half of the HP of the Ancient Salamander. If not for that regrowth, it would have been dead. It would have been surely dead. And it's now routed. Why not? Just wavering. It should retreat back far enough that it can bombard the spears, but not close enough for the Sisters of Avalon to shoot them. Anyways, javelins are chucking out, but they're doing minimal damage to shielded spears. And the Quad of Hoto is taking some damage from the Sisters of Avalon. Now the Slimage Priest of Life is in the range of the Sisters. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. The Slimage needs to back off. It's taking all the damage. No, it's not fast enough to dodge those shots. It's moving a bit and dodging some of the shots, but it needs to just get out of there. It needs to get out of there. No. The Slimage is just gonna die. It's just gonna die a horrible, horrible death. Oh god, this hurts to see, but yeah. Star Chamber Guardians, personally, I don't think is a great pick against the High Elves, because you just want something to shut down their missiles, instead of having something to fight large monsters or cavalry. But yeah, at this point, things are not looking too great for the Lizardmen right now. The Colossodon Hunters are jumping on top of the Sisters of Avalon, but they are also getting... Okay, the Elarian Reaver movement order is like slightly short of the Colossodon Hunters, so they're not actually charging into the Colossodon Hunters just yet. But yeah, at the back there, the Quad of Hoto is taking a lot of damage. Even a combination of Earthblood and Regrowth is just barely saving them. And that now an Elarian Reaver charge, they backed up a bit, and then came in back in full acceleration and doing some really good impact damage. While at the same time, the Lizardman remaining army is pretty much in shambles. The Ancient Salamander is tied down in melee combat. The Slimage Priest of Life is also in the middle of a lot of enemy melee units. Some of the Boxagors managed to get on top of the Silver Helms and Sisters of Avalon, but the Silver Helms will be sacrificing themselves to pin them down, alongside with more Silver Helms, and the Sisters will be retreating. Over here, Colossodon Hunters working down the unit of Elarian Reaver, but more Silver Helms are coming in and they should be routed. The Star Chamber Guardians are still very much healthy at the far back, but the thing is they can't really catch up with the Sisters of Avalon, and they will be simply kited to death once the monsters and mobility of the Lizardman army is freed up. So yeah, Skink Cohorts going after the Sisters of Avalon for sure, but the thing is that there are 3 Sisters and 2 of them are still free to fire. Blood Statuette is working down some health of these Sisters, but they still have 52 unit models and plenty of firepower left. So the Bastillodon with Rev Crystal will be plowing in and killing off quite a few of these Sisters. Good news is that most of these Sisters are once again compromised. Bad news is that the Lizardman army is kind of running thin, other than the Star Chamber Guardians. There's not a lot. Okay. Somehow the Sisters over here got weakened enough to just get routed by the Bastillodon. Perhaps from one shot from that Ancient Salamander, who is now surrounded, and unfortunately nothing is able to save them right now. Very unfortunate there indeed. No spells, no banishment. on the Slan Mage. Okay, this might be a mistake here, as it would have been a great use to just blast away all these silver helms and spears. But alas, what can you do? Anyways, Boxagors continue to beat down cavalry, and they should be moving on to the next unit, which is the Sisters of Avalon. Nope, they're chasing after the Elarian Reaver Reavers. Definitely a slight mistake there, a bit of a mismicro. They should be going back on top of the Sisters to shut them down and prevent those missiles. Yep, they're going in now. And at the back there, last volley of javelins going into some of these spears, and they will be cut down by the Star Chamber Guardians. On the far side, Sisters of Avalon now secured and freed up, as the skink hordes are routed by spears and Elarian Reavers, and the Sisters are now focusing down the poor Sacred Boxagors on the far side. Now, yeah, things are not looking great for the Lizardmen for sure, but the High Elves are also running thin on their infantry department, while there's still plenty of healing coming in for the Lizardmen right now. More Sisters of Avalon are firing, and now just working down the Ancient Salamander, while the Ancient Salamander trying desperately to fire back, but alas, the damage it took was just too much here. Not able to save it from rout, and it will be hunted down by the remaining High Elf Cavalry. On the other side, the Slan Mage Priest of Light, no, the Bastillodon with Wrath Crystal is routed. And there's not much the Lizardmen can do about it, because they do not have any mobility left. Only the Star Chamber Guardians, which is like a sitting duck against all those Sisters of Avalon crossfire and the cycle charging of cavalry and whatnot. Slan Mage Priest was beating back the attack of the Archmage, but now the Star Chamber Guardians are here to guard it, and some skink cohorts is also providing some melee support, grinding down the spears, but the Star Chamber Guardians got pinned down by a bit of a net of Ammontok, and the Sisters are just doing some free damage to the Star Chambers, who have their backs turned against the missile. The missile block chance no longer effective at all. Another net of Ammontok fixating them in place, and now the Slan Mage is getting slowly cycle charged down and poked down by the spears and the Archmage. With the Slan Mage Priest of Life gone, the Star Chambers are pretty much sitting ducks at the mercy of the Archer fire. Now, for the army performances, Star Chamber Guardians did well, but unfortunately, being the infantry left alive, they just can't really carry the game when there are multiple Sisters of Avalon online. Even only a handful of them can do significant damage over time. 2,200 gold on this one, 1,600 and 1,400 on this one. Just a lot of damage overall. Even with all the healing, the Lizardmen couldn't keep up with the DPS. Now, for the Silver Helms, they did good too, using their charge to just pin down and screen out all those Feral Cold Ones, any of those Lizardmen infantry, the Colossadon hunters, and also using their mass to protect the archers from the Court of Whortle and the Sacred Boxagors. The Slan Mage Priest of Life, the Slan Mage Priest of Life mostly providing those healing, but the rest of the Lizardman army really wasn't able to carry their own weight here. They did some good damage overall, but just not able to earn back their value, I would say. I guess they earned back their value, but just not quite enough in the end. Yeah, especially the Court of Whortle, getting focused hard by the Sisters of Avalon. Now for the rest of the army here, for the High Elves, the Archmage of Light actually did a lot of damage with those cycle charging against the Slan Mage Priest, but the spears mostly there just to hold enemy in place, and then they kind of got worked down by the Boxagors and the Skinks. So not much value on them, and Elarian Reavers, one of them did really well chasing off routed units and whatnot, I assume. And yeah, the others not so much. They did well, but just not as great as this double value insanity. Now we have 3 more builds. Okay, cool. We have 3 more battles. Let me just quickly grab some stuff. I'll be back in like a minute. Alright, I'm back. Last 3 replays, let's go. Human Boy versus Raced. 2 very good players, but Human Boy going for the scummy Grand Cathay box. We have a front line of going for a full 20 stack here. 5 Jade Warriors, 3 Iron Hail Gunners, 3 Spears, 3 Peasant Long Spears, and 2 more Peasant Horses, 4 Jade Lances, and 2 Grand Cannons. A Shugengan Sorcerer Lord, probably of the Ying variant, and on the other side, Dark Elves with Malice Darkblade. Race really is liking Malice Darkblade for his powerful meta-ness, I suppose. Anyways, supporting him is a Shadow Sorcerer to nuke those Cathay infantry. Shadow Sorcerers, actually. Anyhow, front line of Bleak Swords, back line of... No back line, just a couple shades scattered here and there. And a bunch of mobility, 2 Koan Knights, and 1 Dark Riders in the skies, a single Feral Manticore, and now, a lot of damage coming in from the Grand Cannons. Taking out quite a few of these Bleak Swords. We'll be going into fast forward now. Let's check out the Shugengan Lord of Ying variant for sure. Talents of the Night and Storm of Shadows to slow down enemy cavalry and provide some anti-infantry damage. Now Raced also has a single Witch Elves to rampage enemy units and cautiously approaching his opponent right here. 2 Harpies in the skies, and they're now targeted by Grand Cannons. Not sure if this is the greatest pick of target, but they could probably try to shoot at the Koan Knights if anything. Especially if you turn the Grand Cannons around. You kind of is wasting time with the cannons constantly turning around, trying to aim, to switch their aim. Anyways, a Pit of Shades is going down on top of some Iron Hail Gunners, and they were not able to dodge in time. Harpies moving over to the Grand Cannon, but Human Boy definitely on top of his micro there, moved those Jade Lancers close enough to scare off the Harpies. Grand Cannons continue to shoot, this time at the Koan Knight, picking off quite a few unit models, but Race is still very, very cautiously approaching with the Bleak Sword, so nothing is really happening right now, 3 minutes into the game. But yeah, finally Harpies are moving over. Are they dropping in? No, they're going after the Iron Hail Gunners, and the Jade Lancers are not quite in the position to protect them now that the Iron Hail Gunners have moved so far forward. While the Shades here using their range superiority to shoot down the Iron Hail Gunners, and the Iron Hail Gunners can't really do much about it. Jade Lancers will be moving in, trying to run down those Shades, but the Koan Knights is exactly stationed at the back for this reason, going to countercharge the Jade Lancers and save the Shades. Now with Human Boy's attention going into the front line, the Harpies are dropping into the back here. A little bit too late for the Jade Lancers trying to save the Grand Cannon crew right now. Peasant Long Spears are also moving in, and the Harpies are actually mostly contained into this small blob here, being routed pretty quickly. The other Grand Cannon is also firing, now taking away a lot of health from these Koan Knights, but the cavalry assets on the Cathay side is dwindling. There's only 1 Peasant Horseman left on the field, and the rest of the Jade Lancers are either routed off the field on the other side, routing, or on the verge of routing. Now down to half health. Things are looking quite rough for Cathay. There's still the Peasant Horsemen, but it's not going to be enough to deal with so many Koan Knights. Also, the Feral Manticore is at the back there, ready to come in and do some destruction against the Iron Hail Gunners, who are low on HP and leadership, very prone to a terror rout. Ooh, there's a reserve unit of Jade Lancers at the back. Just gonna go and charge in and pin down the Feral Manticore. This is a really nice move from Human Boy there, but a juicy Pit of Shades hitting 3 units, 2 Jade Warriors and the Iron Hail Gunners, who got a little too close to their comrades, giving the Dark Elves a massive boost in damage, value, I mean. At the same time, also, the boost in damage comes into the form of Murderous Prowess. Honest Darkblade is also fighting at almost full health. Oh, this is gonna be a tough nut to crack for Cathay. They don't really have the units to work him down right now. The Iron Hail Gunners might have the DPS to work down Malice, but they are all being so depleted right now. Things are looking quite rough. Harpies now return from routing, dropping onto one of the Iron Hill Gunners once again. Not Iron Hill Gunners, Grand Cannons once again. And they might just be able to rout off this artillery right now because Human Boy has his attention at the front, and the spears are kind of left in idle, while their comrades are being slaughtered in front of their eyes. Witch Elves are now moving in with their superior melee stats plus anti-infantry bonus. They will tear through all these Iron Hail Gunners, and the back there Jade Warriors are too focused, too invested into pushing the Shades. And now the back line of Cathay here is in shambles, without any missile units left alive, really. Oh shit, yeah, Human Boy is in a massive issue right now. All of his missile units are compromised or about to be compromised. You can see the Witch Elves are moving in against the Grand Cannon, and should be able to finish it in a great hurry. Things are not looking good for Cathay at all, because Malice is still so very healthy, and the Iron Hail Gunners are on the verge of death. There's still one unit of Dark Riders on the field which can easily just run down these poor Iron Hail Gunners. And I don't know if 19 Iron Hail Gunners has the DPS deal with a almost full health Malice too. Oh no, yeah, these Iron Hail Gunners are done for. Harpies drop in and the Gunners will be dead or shattered, especially when there's more Dark Riders coming in. So there goes the Gunners, and the last hope for Cathay to win this battle. Like, Malice can just simply sit here to guard the cannons and prevent anything from coming back to mount them. And without mounting the cannons, the Grand Cannon crew simply can't do any damage. Especially the other Grand Cannon has died, including their cows. The problem with Cathay cannon models is that they are actually alive, so they have headbutting attacking animations. But the problem is that because they're alive, characters would also register them as like a target, and the unit models surrounding the Grand Cathay army would just poke them down, and the Grand Cathay artillery would just die in combat despite being an artillery piece. That's why a lot of units can actually target the Cathay artillery piece and not the crew. And if anything, the Grand Cathay artillery crew has a lot less survivability than pretty much everything else on the on any artillery roster. Anyways, with so little resources left, Human Boy can't really defend his asset at this point, especially with Malice so deep into his ranks. A single ability, Pit of Shades, dropped in, and all these units will get nuked, while Malice can slowly but surely work down everything left on the field for Cathay. All he needs is just to drop that Feral Manticore down, and the terror will be terror will kick in, and everything will be routed. But no, it seems that Race has another idea and simply sent out the Manticore to deal with the Shugengan Lord. A rather brutal end. But yeah, GG to both players here. Human Boy put up a great fight, but Malice is simply too much. Well, Malice is simply too much, and also because of Race did a good job in compromising, threatening, and pressuring all those Grand Cathay missile assets. You can see that the Iron Hill Gunners didn't really earn back any value, while the Grand Cannons, they did some good damage, but it's only decent. It's not enough to carry the game, especially when Malice is on the field. The Jade Lancers did okay, but yeah, just not enough to carry this game, as the Dark Elf army is a tad bit too strong with the a tad bit too good with the micro tearing apart, like just kind of tearing at Human Boy's defenses, pulling units out of position, and in the end was able to just kind of exploit those weaknesses in the formation and finish off the missile units. For Race, the Shades had a pretty good time kiting, the other not so much, probably being charged by a bunch of Grand Cathay cavalry. Most of the army didn't do great here. Like, they didn't really get that much damage, except for that one Harpies that killed off the cannon crews. Bleak Swords did okay, but not the greatest as well. Mostly just kind of it's mostly the Pit of Shades nuking a bunch of blobbed up Grand Cathay infantry. Malus himself didn't do that much damage. Like, in his first stage, he's mostly like a tank, absorbing damage, and then in the late game, he turns into Zarkan, which is a great damage dealer, and also replenishes all his hit points and whatnot, bringing out a very solid piece of balance of power weight. Okay, next up, we have General Eisenberg versus Naunish. Oh shit, we are 3.5 hours into the stream. Shit. That explains why I'm so hungry, because I had like an early lunch at like 6, an early dinner at like 6, and it's not the heaviest of dinner either. So I was planning to grab some food afterwards, after the stream, but yeah, it's almost 12. Shit. I shall grab a toast for dinner, for like a late night snack. Anyways, army builds. General Eisenberg going for double sword. Are these sword or lances? I think these are swords. Oh no, double lances, Chaos Knights. Yeah, double Chaos Knight. Oh, just double Chaos Knights. And then 6 Marauder Cavalry, two of them Horse Masters. No, 2 of them Throwing Axes, 4 of them regular Marauder Skirmishers. And then at the back, 2 Chaos Warhounds Vanguard deployed to sneak into the Dark Elf backline, a front line of Marauders, and Archaon leading the army with Slayer of Kings, Armor of Morkar, and Spirit Leech. Searing Doom as well. I do like the use of Searing Doom. It's a very cost-efficient bombardment spell. Good against cavalry, infantry, even against monstrous infantry sometimes. And if your unit model is big enough, it can even bombard single entities. But yeah, we have a bunch of Marauder horses circling around to the back here, while General Eisenberg's opponent is, I forgot their name. But anyways, the Dark Elves are holding in a box formation here. I would say it would be a good time for the Marauders to just kind of go around and hit up those mobility. Like, having those Cavalry Chaos Knights engaging here might be a mistake. Like, just send in those... Like, you don't just leave your Marauder horses here. You can just send one in and just tie down the Dark Shards, and they cannot fire, and you'll be doing a lot more effective damage with those charge bonus. And now the Marauder horses are just kind of standing there shooting at the Hellebronite, which is a massive mistake. Finally, we have some hounds dropping on top of the Dark Shards. Should be able to just tie them down pretty well, but yeah, shouldn't. This is a waste of cavalry for sure. But anyways, the Chaos push seems to be doing okay for now, overwhelming a bunch of Dark Riders with shields, and I forgot the name of the spell, but yeah, the ability. What was the ability? Oh, what was that? I forgot the name of the ability. Oh yeah, the Black Horror, providing some nice wind. It's a nice wind spell kind of thingy. But anyways, Chill Wind doing some very cost-efficient damage against infantry blobs, with 100% of armor piercing. Now that the Hellebronite has turned their back against the Marauders, they're doing a little bit better damage, and now they're shooting at the Black Gods of Negaron. Definitely a good pick here. And Chaos, I would say, is having it's having a slight advantage here, just overwhelming a lot of those Dark Elf missile assets. But yeah, Black Gods just kind of get. Oh, thank you, Little Trail. Thanks for the support. Anyways, yeah, Marauders are chipping away the health of the Black Gods, but a lot of these Chaos mobility assets have been taking a lot of attrition damage so far. Ooh, bad choice. Don't do that. You don't want to overcast Searing Doom, especially at a place of nothing here. And having so many units blobbed up together makes them prime target for Soul Stealer, allowing the Supreme Sorcerers of Dark Magic to get some really good damage into Archaon and the rest of the surviving Chaos Knights. Now the Marauders needs to be targeting the Supreme Sorcerers of Dark Magic right now, and they are still targeting the Reaper Bolt Thrower crew. That is a pretty big mistake here, I would say. And some of these Marauders can even try to opt in and charge the Bleak Swords, using their charge impact damage and rear charge penalty to rout off the Bleak Sword. But right now, Archaon is in need of help. He is taking a lot of damage from this engagement, and the javelins are just not enough to work down the Supreme Sorceress fast enough. Like, even the Warhounds, actually even the Warhounds can come over here to charge the big swords at the back. Like, that is enough impact damage to rout off the big swords. But yeah, I do say that General Eisenbart has a very solid build, just that the execution could have been a little bit better. Anyways, Breath Attack on Archaon, doing some very minor chip damage, probably did more friendly fire against the Bleak Swords than onto Archaon, while the Marauder Horses are running low on ammo. A lot of the shots were wasted onto the Hellebroni at the beginning there, so now they're running low on ammo, unable to do much damage in the late game. Things are looking quite bad for Chaos now, without any ammo to work down the Supreme Sorceress, and I assume... Okay, at least Archaon's abilities are not on cooldown, so he was able to actually activate it and did some really good damage into the Supreme Sorceress. And with the damage accumulating, the Supreme Sorceress was actually forced off, but the thing is that Archaon is really low in health right now. And with all the Raven Heralds continuously chipping away his health, and the fact that there's still probably some more Soul Stealer left on the Supreme Sorcerer's side, Archaon is the death of Archaon is just a matter of time. Now, again, you need to be using your Marauder Cavalry aggressively. You can use them to charge into these units here. Just charge them, and they will be routed off by simply the charge impact damage. Even you can even try to cycle charge the Black Gods from the side, from the rear, where they don't have charge defense. These Marauder Horsemen who have ran out of ammo needs to charge into the Bleak Swords who are not raised, while the Marauder Horses over here can try to guard Archaon or something. But Archaon is falling victim to the charge of Supreme Sorcerers, and he is dead. Or routed. He's routed. And with Archaon routed, there's not much hope for the Chaos to win this, because simply a single charge from Supreme Sorcerers can rout off all these Marauders, who are not the greatest in terms of their leadership. Also, now, another mistake. Marauder Horsemen could have used some cycle charging here. Don't leave them in melee against the Blackguard that long. The damage coming in, their damage comes in from their charge impact, with the charge bonus and also with the speed acceleration providing that damage they need to work down enemy units. But if you're not cycle charging, you're not enjoying any of that bonus, and you're just kind of sitting there and let your opponent grind you down. And as a result, the Black Gods will be able to just sit there and tank through all the damage from the Marauder Horses, while the Dark Elves will be taking over this one. Definitely a solid build from the Warriors of Chaos here. Just the execution could have been a bit better. You can see that the Marauder Horses did pretty decent damage. Could have been better, but yeah. Anyways, Warhounds did great as well, just running down units and compromising missiles. Marauders mostly there to just pin down the Bleak Sword front line. Some of the Chaos Knights did well, but just not enough to carry the day in the end. Archaon did well as well. For the Dark Elves here, Lord of Soul Stealer coming in pretty nicely, and Black Gods holding the line in the end. The Raven Heralds is a great choice because the Warriors of Chaos doesn't have that much access to challenge the Dark Elves in the air. And the rest of the army not doing too much damage too far. It's mostly just the Lord of Soul Stealer and the Black Dragon doing all the damage they need to win the game. Final battle, this time between Will Francesco and Gordon Floof, I think. Yep. Tomb Kings versus Dark Elves. Final battle of the day and final battle to showcase. And then I'm off to grab a late night snack because I'm freaking hungry. Dark Elves certainly laying claim to the title of greatest Warhammer 3 faction of the night. It's been the problem ever since we had Immortal Empires. Healing is just too good now. Soul Stealer is too strong. And we are seeing a lot of Malice Darkblade here. Just a little bit of a throwback to the last patch. And we are seeing a lot of meta builds. Probably people are gunning for that are really trying hard to get those champions of Friday night tourneys. Anyways, army builds. A very elaborate box of skeleton spears, skeleton warriors, and chosen of the gods, plus Ushapti with great bow, regular one, snake knights, the necropolis knight, skeleton horsemen, and more skeleton horsemen. At the back there, more skeleton horsemen. I really think that you could have used necro horsemen and not skeleton, but I will. There's also a sepulchral stalker left at the back there. And on the other side for the Dark Elves, a front line of Bleak Souls mixed in with Dread Spears, a Reaper Bolt for Faru, and some Dark Shards for some armor piercing damage, and a single Shades. More Dark Shards and more Shades. Yeah, just a lot of armor piercing firepower to work down the Tomb King's army. A single Harpies and 2 Harpies in disguise, Malus Darkblade leading the army, and also a Sorceress of Fire to burn through all these skeleton chaff. Now, with the Shades and Dark Shards approaching, the Chosen of the Gods are not having a good time. The armor-piercing damage is just too much for these Chosen of the Gods. Taking a lot of damage, and their Scatter Shot are not doing enough right now. Only working down half a unit of Bleak Swords, while the Shades and Dark Shards are pretty much untouched. More units are engaging right now. On the right flank here, the Necropolis Knight and Skeleton Horses are trying to counteract Malus Darkblade and the Harpies, but they're blowing up a little too much here. Dark Shards and Shades are now making short work of them with all those armor-piercing missiles. Speaking of making short work of them, those Chosen of the Gods are pretty much done for, and another unit of Skeleton Spears is also falling victim to a bit of a burning head. And yeah, with that, the skeleton push is, the skeletons are not quite holding, and the Dark Elf spam of armor-piercing missiles is definitely paying off. The Necropolis Knights and Skeleton Horses are trying... I don't know what they're doing here, but they should not be stuck here. They should have been... They really should have been going around and start hitting up all those missiles, but right now they are just getting crossfired to death. And with that, balance of power is decisively in the favor of... well, significantly in the favor of the Dark Elves, with a lot of the expensive assets of the Tomb King's compromise. The Sepulchral Stalkers are kind of forgotten at the back here, and the Kepler Guard now being burnt by the Burning Head, which has a mind of its own. And now, did it curve? It didn't curve. It just went straight into the Skeleton Warriors, further roasting even more bones. And yeah, Harpies are fighting some Skeleton Horses who successfully routed off the Dark Riders, but at what cost? The rest of the Tomb King's army is pretty much in shambles. There are still a lot of skeletons alive, but they're only skeletons, and the real powerhouse of the game for the Tomb Kings, the constructs, is pretty much gone. The only thing left is the Sepulchral Stalkers, and is getting shredded by a torrent of armor-piercing missiles. Finally, something to compromise the armor-piercing backline here. Shades and Dark Shards being attacked by the Ushaptis, but they simply split up and go their separate ways, and the Ushapti has to choose one unit to chase after. If not, they will just kind of... yeah. And once they choose the unit to go after, the other unit will be shooting it from their back. Anyways, the rest of the skeletons are being steadily worked down by Dread Spears and whatnot. Arkan the Black also being hunted down by Malus Darkblade, being debuffed by the Demon's Curse. He is going down for sure. He is not a melee combatant, and down to 26 melee defense, no match for Malus Darkblade's armor-piercing weapon strength and 75 melee attack. And with that, the Dark Riders are collapsing into the skeleton backline. Army losses hit, and that shall spell the end for the Tomb King army. And yeah, that's it for today's battle replays and all. I hope everyone had fun watching these land battle replays. Let us just wrap up with a bit of army performances. We can see that the Shades did a lot of damage, and they still have a lot of steam to give. And Dark Shards also did really well, earning double their own value. And Reaper Bolt 4 as well, earning back their own value. The rest of the army doesn't really need to do the damage. It's mostly just the armor-piercing missiles overall. And of course, the Burning Head to clear chaff. Malus Darkblade to do the Lord Snipe. And as for the other side, a little bit of mistake from Will Francesco here, sticking a little bit too hard to his boxes. Probably should have spread his mobility out to compromise the missile backlines, but A lot of the mobility, the skeleton horses got blobbed up in the middle of the box and was just perfect target for the dark shards and shades. And yeah, that's it for today's battles. I hope everyone enjoy. I need to go off. I'm hungry and my voice is giving out. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Probably, most likely, I'll have a video up tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you all by then. Thank you for watching, and yeah, everyone have a good evening or a good night or a good day depending on where you are in the world. So yeah, that's all. I'll see you later.